goal for goal, but they've shown they can score as well. Back up their good goaltending. This is Brett Hull in the corner behind his own net. Finland forechecking, dominating. Puck is won by Skriko, centering it out in front. Looking for the first goal of the night. The team from Finland. Christian Ruutu in the corner. Skriko gives it back to Ruutu. Bumping in there with Wolanin. Miller for the United States. Salade is checking him, and now it's back to center.
The team Finland starting with very, very good pace. 2 quick shifts by their best offensive lines. They now get one of their checking lines on the ice.
They have certainly dominated the first 90 seconds of play.
Don, they've had shorter shifts than what Team USA has had to start this first minute and a half of this game.
Weinrich for the United States. Passing it rink wide ahead for Hall. He can't find it. Now Miller carrying on. He lost control of the blue line. Locketed with it. Rink wide pass on the right side for Suominen. Suominen makes his play in front. Going right in on goal. A great scoring chance there. Turkotin denied on the doorstep of Mike Richter.
Well, the Finns starting very quickly here. Peltoma drove to the net, knocking into Mike Richter very quick.
Here's Janney getting turned around, giving it to Hull. Wide ankle shot. Misses from the stick of Brett Hull. Now Johnson driving it down toward the net. Olczyk in pursuit. Cleared back to the neutral zone and beyond by Finland. Long shot in the corner, collected by Veli Sirin. U.S. trying to contain Finland, not doing a very good job of that in the Finnish zone. Now it is shot back in by Olczyk. Eloranta having trouble clearing. Bad pass made out there. It's intercepted by Peltoma. Down they come. Järvenpää going in and rolls to Richter, and he clears himself. Tied up at center ice. Puck sliding inside the blue line. The referee is Don Koharski. The linesman also from Canada, Gerard Gauthier and Ray Scapanello.
It's obvious the Finns want to keep the pace as quickly as possible here. Their shifts are about 15 seconds shorter than the American team shifts.
Kevin Hatcher tries to make the pass out of the zone. It slides across the line, and there'll be a face-off. This is the Labatt Canada Cup from Hamilton on CTV.
For these demanding times, BMW introduces the safest 3 Series ever built, with a near-zero maintenance engine and perfectly balanced handling. The dramatically new 325i. BMW meets the demands of the 90s with its spirit intact.
See the new 325i at DeFeo BMW in Edgewater, New Jersey. Only 5 minutes from the George Washington Bridge adjacent to Fort Lee. Call toll-free 1-800-866-1539.
You're looking at head coach Pentti Matikainen. He goes with 4 units of 5. There you see the forward line and the defense pairing. There's the second forward unit. Those are the offensive units for this hockey club. Then we go into 2 more defensive-minded units. Units of 5. Jari Kurri and Tikkanen will play more than anybody else because they play a lot on both power play and penalty killing units. And the change, Don, I guess, from the Team Canada game is that Ojanen is center ice now with Tikkanen and Kurri.
Here's Otto getting a chance. Gets the shot away, and it got off the crossbar. Ketterer couldn't find it, and luckily for him, it struck the crossbar.
Tim Taylor has put together a group of lines. We mentioned the one change. What has not happened, though, is Modano and Christian have not switched wings. Christian started left, Modano started right. Brett Hull playing on the right side with Janney. Hull leads the team in assists, which is something different. LaFontaine in the lineup. He's had 3 goals, 2 of them game winners. And the big line that's on the ice right now, we just hit the goalpost, centered by Joel Otto, the team captain. Pardon me, they've made a change, and Roenick's line is back out.
And Roenick wins the draw. The puck is in the Finnish zone. Ketterer saving it for his defense player. And Finland again, very effortlessly, will clear the zone. The lead pass to Kurri, and he flicks it down to the USA corner. Chelios checking, shoots it about 8 rolls high for a whistle.
The defense pairings for the American club. One thing that remains constant is Suter and Chelios. Wolanin and Johnson are dressed. They go with 7 defensemen the majority of the time. As you see the number of the pairings. Suter and Chelios, a pair, and many of the players on the team have raved about how well that pair has played as a unit. Weinrich, another defenseman with the club. They're dressing 7.
Roenick on the draw against Ojanen. It's in the United States corner. In behind the net now for number 20, Gary Suter of the Calgary Flames. And Christian at center ice drives it to the finish zone. No score, coming up on 4 minutes of a penalty-free, scoreless sudden death semifinal. Finland and the United States. Tomorrow, Canada, Sweden, also on CTV. And the Canada Cup final begins on Saturday in Montreal. Modano takes the Christian pass and shoots it wide. Here's Chelios now, missing it. It goes all the way back.
2 shifts for the Curry line with Tikkanen, and twice Tim Taylor, the American coach, put the Roenick line on the ice. So that looks like a matchup that the home team wants, and the Americans are the home team.
Americans consistently shoot it in rather than carry it in, and Suter does that now as the U.S. team changes in behind him. 4.5 minutes gone, scoreless here. The puck slides back to the United States zone, giving chase is Skriko. The American defender getting there first. Well, Lannon going down in the corner. Lume trying to win it for Finland does. United States intercepting, and they will finally clear the zone back to center. Shot in on the offside at the U.S. blue line. Almost 5 minutes in. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Yeah, we just scored. No, I didn't see Kevin get hit. Kev, you okay?
I wind up in the hospital, and Bob gets the winning goal.
I couldn't let Kevin miss the party.
I was having a pretty good time where I was.
Friends deserve the best.
Friendship. It's just being there.
The crisp, clean taste of Canada's best beer, Labatt's Blue.
I have to be flat on my back to get Bob to buy me a blue.
Between friends, it's true blue. Labatt's Blue.
Doug Chevrolet and John Davidson back with you at the Labatt Canada Cup, the semifinal. Semifinal 1, USA and Finland scoreless, and almost the 5-minute mark of the first period. From the faceoff, shot to the blue line of Finland. Going back very tentatively is Laukkanen. Now he makes the play ahead, looking for the fast break to Salane. They couldn't quite get it to him. Intercepting was Leach of the New York Rangers. Leach leaving it in there for number 15, Brett Hull. Second highest scorer in this Canada Cup series, behind Wayne Gretzky. Janney has it now. Craig Janney brings it ahead. He's got Miller on his left. Hull is trailing. They all bunch up in there now. Hull goes to the net, digs it out in front. It's intercepted, and they will clear. Right wing pass for Solani against Leach. Leach wins that contest. Has the puck in the United States corner. Takes the bump, and Miller will carry on the far side.
As soon as the Americans get the puck, the Finns are back. 4 men in the neutral zone. They scored the fewest goals of any team in the tournament, and you can see that they have to play a solid defensive style game. So far they have. Team USA has 1 crossbar. Other than that, they haven't registered a shot.
Here is Subinin going in. He was cut off by Jim Johnson of the Minnesota North Stars. Now the Americans look for the fast break. Finland getting back to cover well. It's directed at the blue line, but not beyond. 6 minutes have gone by now, the scoreless semifinal game, and for Finland, Kari Eloranta takes charge behind his net, getting some forechecking pressure from Olczyk. They'll try the other side now, back to the short side for Eloranta, and up the boards, held in by Johnson, a weak shot, but the Americans keep possession. Eloranta wins it again from Olczyk. Now it's shot down the ice, but it'll be directly on Mike Richter. 2 shots on goal, including that very long one for Finland. Olczyk shooting it past Kura. Timo Jutila. Rink wide on the center ice boards for Järvi. Not many great scoring chances for either team. Wood is playing in place of Granato, getting his first shift now, but it's whistled out on the offside at the Finnish blue line. Exactly 7 minutes gone. Well, we mentioned earlier how emotional this United States team is about the man who put the team together, Coach Bob Johnson.
We want to do it for Bob. I mean, he's laying in the hospital right now. He had some major surgery today again, and he sent us an unbelievable letter this morning through the fax. And you know, it's just really it really puts everything in perspective, what's important, and to know that we're out here busting our tails, but here's a guy fighting for his life, and he's still thinking about the game of hockey. Yeah. There's a lot of inspiration there, and we feel as a team that we owe it to Bob Johnson, and we're just trying to do everything that he's preached us before that he had his illness.
Yeah, it's been great. A lot of guys have known Bob for a long time and, played with him or, been coached by him. So a lot of guys are, have him in their minds and, trying to win some for him too.
So a lot of extra motivation for this American team on this Hamilton ice surface tonight, John Davidson.
And deservedly so. I mean, Bob Johnson has given his life to hockey, and these players fully realize it, Don.
Adano digs it free for Christian. But Christian couldn't turn and make the shot on goal. Just the one crossbar is all the United States has to show for their high-powered offense tonight. Oyanen now brings it with Tikkanen to the blue line. Tikkanen shooting, Curry trailing. But it's picked up by number 9, Mike Modano, and he brings it back for the United States.
Third shift that these two units of 5 have played against one another. The Roenick line, along with Suter and Chelios, playing against Tikkanen, Curry, and Oyanen. This very well could decide the game if one of these two happen to get hot.
Roenick from Modano shooting, and Ketterer makes the save. The first one he's had to handle tonight. There's the second one from a sharp angle in the corner from Christian. Roenick stealing it in front, but couldn't get the good shot off. Now Suter keeps it alive for the United States. Their first concerted attack in Finland zone. Roenick makes a nice move in behind, attempts to center for Christian. Bats it in front, loose puck shot in behind the net once again. The Finns in trouble for the first time tonight. Rodinen tries to clear. United States tiring and changing. They let the Finns bring it out. Tikkanen shoots it in. He'll go to the bench at a finish change too. Still scoreless. 8.5 minutes into the first period. It is sudden death tonight in Hamilton. Suter shoots and he'll go to the bench as that U.S. complete change now is fulfilled. The speedy Solani is on the ice. Ruutu of the Buffalo Sabres almost got in alone. Turned away at the last moment. Skriko centering. Solani shot. He blasted wide to the short side. Slap shot from the far boards. Ineffective. Finns keep it in. Trying to center it is Skriko. Intercepted by Hull, and the United States comes back 3-on-2. Skriko trailing on the back check. Here's Hull being fed. Wide angle shot goes wide.
Brett Hull spent an extra half hour on the ice by himself this morning shooting the puck. He hasn't been satisfied with just the 2 goals he has, even though he has 6 assists to go with them.
Craig Janney digs it free to him at the blue line. Miller is with him. Hull will dump it in behind for Kevin Miller. Miller's got Janney circling in front. The U.S. changing way back at center ice. On the bench, here's the shot by Hatcher coming across the blue line. And a glove save by Marcus Ketterer, Finland. Still scoreless. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Finding writers to join the best new sports section in New York hasn't been easy.
Most triples in a season, New York Mets.
And Mookie Wilson.
First draft choice for the Knicks in '67.
Walt Frazier.
Most shutouts, New York Yankees.
Whitey Ford.
How far down the left field line in Wrigley Field?
350 feet.
355. Get out of here.
The bigger, bolder sports section of the Times. Every day, everything New York, everything sports. Now, in the New York Times.
Don, there's never been many European goaltenders play well in North America. Pelle Lindbergh, probably the best of all of them that have come over here. Here we see Hatcher stepping off the bench on a line change, moving in, and Ketterer making the save. Ketterer stayed deep, but he made a fine save. And in watching Ketterer play, I mean, you have to really respect his abilities and how well he's played over here, simply because there hasn't been many European netminders do so well.
As you wonder if times have been different then, how the great Tretiak might have fared in the National Hockey League, one of the all-time Soviet greats. For the Finnish team, Eloranta manages to clear it across the ice. Poked out to center ice by number 9, Siren. But the U.S. for a while there, approaching the midway part of this period, had a very concerted attack going in the Finnish zone. It did not bear fruit. Now Finland coming back. Flip past the blue line, doesn't get through. Trying to make it is Tirkkonen. Eloranta now on the near side. Shot back to the middle of the ice. Tirkkonen going into the corner. Ruutu going in there, bumping in behind. They try to pass it out in front. The United States having trouble clearing now. Raimo Suominen with it. Circling with a pass across to Eloranta on the right point. Through a maze of players still loose in there, and it's shot to the corner by Pekka Tirkkonen. And the United States breaks back quickly. Pat LaFontaine, Olchek, members of the U.S. Olympic team in Sarajevo in '84, but they can't sustain the attack. Suter to LaFontaine. He'll go to the bench. A complete United States change past the halfway mark in the period. Coming up on 11 minutes of expired time in the first scoreless period of the semifinal game. Here is a chance for Finland. Turned away. Jarmo Kekalainen. Fast-paced action end-to-end now. Suter brings it in. Suter gets taken down. Otto tries to carry on, but the Finns clear. Suter delays their progress for a moment because off the linesman Scapanello. End-to-end they go. Long lead pass at the blue line. Batted down. Delayed offside called here. And Hura brings it right back out for the Finns. No penalties, no goals, and certainly not many whistles tonight as Chelios drives that to the finish zone.
The American is the better team as far as teams go of these two offensively, Don, and they could get frustrated if this keeps up.
Here's a chance for Tikkanen going in, but a weak shot at a rolling puck. Drifts wide.
So what I'm saying is patience is something that could become very important here if this stays like it is.
Curry now comes in to help out. Ojanen gets the puck fed to him and redirects it. The rebound was blocked somehow by Richter. Richter keeps it a scoreless hockey game with a brilliant save.
First time this line has been on the ice, not against the Roenick line, and they got a couple of scoring chances. So now the American team tries to change on the fly. Short shift by the Finnish coach, got a good matchup.
Roenick steals the puck, tries to go right in on goal, taken down on the far side by number 2 Teppo Numminen. Tied up in the corner, Badano tries to free the puck from that scramble. Now Badano brings it out to Leach. Leach going and makes the shot. They score! Dave Christian makes it 1-0 for the United States.
The Finns had themselves a matchup where they had their number 1 line on the ice against the line that was not centered by Roenick. But the Americans made a change on the fly, got the line out there, and with Brian Leach moving in, watch this wonderful pass. The goaltender has to play him. 2 different Finnish players don't get back to Christian in time, and you see the goal. Ruukanen was the man over towards Dave Christian and just didn't get there. A fine pass by Brian Leach, and it's 1-0 Americans with that matchup we've been talking about.
Goal scored by number 27. Dave Christian. Assisted by number 2 avec la numéro 2, Brian Leach. And number 17, the numéro 17, Jeremy Roenick.
So Roenick and Leach get the assist on the goal by Dave Christian, a former U.S. Olympian as well. 1-0 from the United States.
Christian, his first goal of the tournament.
And we have a stoppage in play here, and this is the Labatt Canada Cup from Hamilton on CTV.
It's been 20 years since a National Hockey League team arrived on Long Island.
Finale, the Nystrom.
This year, join the Islanders for an anniversary party at the Nassau Coliseum. The Islanders' 20th anniversary season is a season to celebrate. For full and partial season ticket plan, call 1-800-88-2-ISLES.
Dave Christian with his first goal of the tournament. Brian Leach took the pass from Roenick. Everybody watched Leach. Nobody watched Christian. He just went to the net without the puck. And Brian Leach, well, he looked like Wayne Gretzky on that play. Just put it across to the open man for the basic tap-in goal.
And a very good goaltender, Marcus Ketterer, wasn't given a chance on that.
He had to play the shooter. He went out at Leach, and his teammates have got to pick up the open men, which they did not.
Lume tried to clear it. His glove by Hull. Hull to Janney. In they go 2-on-1. Janney makes the pass that doesn't get through. It is smothered by number 12, Jani Laukkanen.
Laukkanen has been the most surprising Finn during this tournament. He has played very well, and here Brett Hull illegally held onto the puck. He had the puck in his glove for a couple of strides, then turned and set up this 2-on-1 that Laukkanen, he ate it right up.
Laukkanen right there preventing a 2-0 United States lead.
Brett Hull, a little surprised he wasn't put up on the line with Roenick and Modano in place of Tony Granato. They're calling Brett right now the Golden Dish, not the Goldsman Jet, because they're the Golden Brett maker. make that because of his assists, not his goals. But he's seriously becoming frustrated not being able to score.
He hasn't been happy with that. He hasn't been happy with his ice time either. LaFontaine now can't control the puck. It's back to the neutral zone. Suter. Little dribbler that Ketter turns aside easily. They played 13 minutes and 15 seconds. The United States with a 1-0 lead, looking to reach the Canada Cup finals against either Sweden or Team Canada. Suter's on the ice now. LaFontaine circling like a hawk at center ice along with Olczyk. Now they make the lead pass to LaFontaine. LaFontaine against De La Renta. Turned back to the corner. Flips it in behind, but Olczyk is being marked in there as well. LaFontaine saved at the blue line by Joey Mullen. His shot goes wide. Olczyk being tied up by Villasurin. Now De La Renta to Peltoma. U.S. doing some nice forechecking there, keeping a certain amount of pressure on the Finns in their zone.
Looks like the Finns are rope-a-doping here. Maybe hoping for the long ice, off-ice break, or a fancy breakaway type play.
Shot from Chelios at center ice. Then he goes to the bench on a wholesale United States change. The Finns change too. As we told you, they go in units. This is Jutala on the ice. Getting it out to center. Number 16, Järvenä with Tekalainen and Järvi. They reach the United States blue line. Wide ankle shot, and Richter finds that somehow and holds on with 5.5 minutes to go in the period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Last season's #1 rookie. Plus the #2 draft pick. Equals Derek and Kenny this fall on Sports Channel.
Hockey myth number 14.
Hockey is so confusing. I can't follow the action.
Stanley, score!
Wow, what a great shot.
Follow the Islanders and Devils this fall on Sports Channel.
10 to 12,000 here at Hamilton's Cox Coliseum tonight for the sudden death semifinal game. USA leads 1-0.
John, over in Finland, the people over there, the hockey fans, are treating this as a big deal. The Finns making the semifinals of the Canada Cup. The other thing they've done well in hockey past is a silver medal in the '88 Winter Olympics in Calgary. Some journalists are saying this is even bigger than that. That's how well they feel the Finns have played. A very exciting time for the Finnish hockey fan.
Weinrich and Leach are on the defense now. They're playing catch back in their own zone as they finally try to lead it off to the central zone of the ice, and the Finns shoot it right back in. Almost 15 minutes gone. The United States leading 1-0 on a goal by Dave Christian at 12:19. Kept in by number 38, Eric Weinrich of the New Jersey Devils. Brown battling behind the net. Randy Wood is on the ice in place of Granato, getting a start tonight. And Joel Otto, the Calgary veteran, battles on the far side. They look to center it to Leach. The net wobbles but stays firm, and then finally Koharski comes in and he rules it is loose. Still 1-0 for the United States. And the Labatt's Blue Player of the Game for Team Finland will be awarded a unique Inuit sculpture. It's courtesy of Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire supports skills development, participation, fair play, and fun in communities right across Canada. The spirit of hockey, Team Canadian Tire.
We'll take a look at the breakout pattern by Team USA and how the Finns allow one man to be open. You'll see the puck moved around here. And then I want you to watch how all of these Finnish players close off to one side of the ice. The puck will be moved over to the only open man. Boom, he gets the puck. Now, if we stop it, you'll see how all 5 Finnish players have cut off this side of the ice. And therefore, the Americans have to just bang the puck out, and the turnover is made, and the Finns have the puck. That's the forechecking style of the Finns.
They quickly clear the zone. The Americans lost that faceoff down to the Finnish end. 4.5 minutes to go in the opening period. This is Kevin Hatcher skating to center ice. Madonna flips it in. Christian's on the ice. He has the only goal of the game. Roenick's out there as well. Number 20, Jani Ojanen to his defense player, Rotanen, feeding it in behind. Richter helps out in behind his own net. Ojanen forechecking. Curry battling for possession. Christian being watched will feed Hatcher with more clearance over on the far side. They have 4 minutes to play in the period.
See, there's another example, Don, of the Finns cutting off this one side of the ice, and Hatcher had to just dump it. No one was open.
Ketterer will hang on to this. Still 1-0 USA, and this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Our projection screen looks so real, you'll feel like part of the show when you watch the new RCA home theater. It also has surround sound that's so real.
Stand back, everyone.
You'll forget you're sitting at home.
Let me handle this.
Another way, RCA is changing entertainment again.
See the exciting new RCA home entertainment products at all Tops Appliance superstores in New Jersey and all V.C. Richard locations.
Well, Finland has its supporters, and the team has rewarded their perseverance over all the years of international play with this remarkable semifinal showing here in a gritty battle with the United States, which they trail 1-0 at the moment here in Hamilton. Craig Janney on the faceoff, gets it back to his point man for Hall from the slot, and it's grabbed by Ketterer.
Oh, and Ketterer gives it a fine save on a set play by Team USA.
Skriko, Solani trailing at the blue line. They bring it right back in. Lanny shooting, and Ruutu missed a golden opportunity on the short side. He drove it wide. 3.5 minutes left. This is Miller for Janney. Janney tried to feed Sutter. It's left there momentarily, but Finland will bring it out. Teppo Numminen now. Jani Laukkanen driving it in. For Miller on the near boards. Or checking for Finland, keeps it alive in the zone. Lume trying to feed Solani. He's checked by Chelios, and Rector finds the puck just in time.
Good scoring chances at both ends of the ice. Brett Hull, you've got to watch him. It doesn't matter who has the puck in the offensive end on his team. Watch Brett Hull on the top of the circle. He'll back out now. He'll back out, and the stick is ready for the shot. Before the puck gets there, a fine pass from Chelios to hit Hull. Great save. At the other end, Mike Richter's had all kinds of pucks bouncing around him. 3 men go to 1 man, leaving Ruutu wide open, and it should be tied up. Ruutu simply missed the open net as Team USA got caught watching the man with the puck, leaving Ruutu wide open.
3:08 to go in a fast-paced first period. Pace certainly much faster than it was in Quebec City on Monday night when Canada and the Soviets finished in a 3-3 tie. Hope you're enjoying this wherever you're looking in to Labatt Canada Cup action tonight across the CTV television network from Hamilton, Ontario. Turcotte in now as it is played off the glass by Ed Olczyk, and a whistle results.
Eddie Olczyk, I think it gets caught touching the puck with a stick over his shoulder. Eddie Olczyk's got a different role here, John. This is his 3rd Canada Cup. He's playing left wing, and it's in a checking role on this wing with on this line with LaFontaine and Joey Mullen. Along with the fact that Eddie Olczyk's probably the 2nd biggest forward on this team behind Joel Otto, so they've asked him to bump a little bit, use the body along the boards. It's a different role that he's primarily used to as a centerman and offensive player.
Leach brings it forward now, but can't penetrate the blue line. Pettema for Finland makes his pass to Turcotte. His shot is turned away. Save number 7 unofficially by Mike Richter in this hockey game. 2:40 to play in the opening period. The United States leading by a goal. Number 39 is Craig Wolanin of the Quebec Nordique. Pass is made to Pat LaFontaine. Missed early Canada Cup action. In full swing. Now they score. Olczyk fed Mullen. It's 2-0 for the United States.
They got in deep. Don, all 3 forwards involved here. Patty LaFontaine was deep. Eddie Olczyk got the loose puck, and Joey Mullen, who's one of the smarter offensive players in the game today, got himself in a real good position. As the Finns were guilty once again of not checking away from the puck. See Mullen staying out high in case the other team gets the puck. Everybody watches LaFontaine. He takes the check. Look at Mullen. Tap in. Nice pass from Eddie Olczyk. It's 2-0 USA on a couple of nice plays. Brian Leach was also involved in working the puck deep. LaFontaine took the check to make the play. Joe Mullen finished it as usual, and it's 2-0 Team USA.
Team USA's goal scored by number 7. Le but du défensif numéro 7, Joe Mullen.
makes it 2-0. And Olczyk on the assist.
And number 16,
this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
17 minutes 36.
Now how am I going to get there? It'll be great to see the guys again. I wonder if they'll all show. I just got to get there. I'm trying to make my way back to the Brackendale River.
Friends deserve the best.
This is great. They all showed up.
The crisp, clean taste of Canada's best beer, Labatt's Blue.
What took you so long?
I had a little car trouble.
Between friends, it's true blue. Labatt's Blue.
LaFontaine, along with Olczyk, assisting on Mullen's second goal for the U.S. 2-0, 2:09 to go in period one.
Team USA not playing the Chelios-Suter matchup with this line up front of Roenick going against the Tikkanen line. The three-forward matchup is still the same, but the defense matchup is not.
Roenick, Modano, he centers it out, nobody home, and Tikkanen brings it down the left side. Gathering speed inside the line, Ojanen takes the pass, but is forced off and shoots it down to the corner. Christian, pass Curry. Rotanen, playing it ahead. Now Johnson brings it back for the United States. For Jeremy Roenick. Modano trailing in the Finnish corner. Rotanen, as they try to freeze it against the boards. It comes loose. Johnson trying to get to it first. It was cleared by Curry. A minute 20 to go in period one. Teppo Numminen. It was obvious the Finns wanted that first goal tonight very badly. Did not get it. Now they're down by 2.
They nearly did. Mike Richter made 2 fine saves on the Tikkanen line before Roenick's line got on the ice and moved up and scored the goal by Christian to give the Americans the 1-0 lead. The Finns scored the fewest goals of any team in the tournament, only 11 going into this game through 5 games.
Yeah, they can't afford to be in a shootout with the United States, and that's what this is beginning to look like tonight. Because they're down by 2, they'll have to do things they don't normally do and open it up perhaps early in the second period, if not right here. 40 seconds to go in the first period. Suter brings it forward on the right wing for the United States. He's got Wood and Otto with him inside the blue line. Suter makes his pass, picked up by Solani. And back comes Finland, 3-0-2, 3-on-2 with 30 seconds remaining. Laukonen's shot goes wide. And on the near boards, Otto directs it down the ice. Getting there first for the United States is Randy Wood. No icing. 15 seconds to go. One last offensive thrust here for the Finnish national team. Solani takes the drop pass. Makes the shot. It goes wide. Skriko now leaves it for Jenny. Ruutu is taken down, and that is the first period in Hamilton. The U.S. 2, Finland nothing after 1 in the semifinals.
Certainly not a lot of hitting in this. For Team USA, with the 2-0 lead, Don, more than anything else, they've got to watch the Finns rushing up ice and their defensemen trying to jump into the play. That's something to be aware of when you have the lead against a European team.
Fast-paced action, but the U.S. gets the jump. It's win or else, and they're on their way with a 2-0 lead over Finland here in Hamilton tonight. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
The Giants led by a single point. 8 seconds remain. The stage was set for a heart-stopping finish in what would become the greatest Super Bowl ever.
And now Sports Illustrated presents True Blue. Giant steps to the Super Bowl, highlighting all 16 regular season games, the playoffs, and the Super Bowl. This new video is free with your paid subscription to America's #1 sports magazine. Call toll-free and get over 50 minutes of power football, plus Sports Illustrated at over 55% off the cover price. You can pay by credit card and enjoy 23 weeks of in-depth coverage, including our college and pro football previews and the 92 swimsuit issue. All for 3 easy monthly installments of $9.99 each. Just put it on your credit card. So call now for Sports Illustrated, along with this unforgettable video free.
In baseball, you only see a triple play once or twice a season. But at Elegant Entries, we turn to triple play every day because we always give every customer the absolute best in style, security, and installation. So join the Elegant Entries team today and turn to triple play for your home and family right now. And don't forget to check this week's newspapers for terrific triple play savings.
As cars get older, they may need higher and higher octane to perform like they used to.
But there is a gasoline specially formulated to control this higher octane need while providing the highest level of engine cleanliness. Texaco System 3!
You get great performance in every octane grade.
Still think all gasolines are the same?
New family members mean new responsibilities and new needs for life and health insurance protection. Why not drop in on your MetLife representative to help you figure out what's right for you and your family? Get Met. It pays.
CTV Sports is proud to present the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. And 2 goals in the first period, both by Team USA. They lead this one-game semifinal with Team Finland at 2-0. Now, anything can happen in a one-game semifinal. We've seen it before. Remember 1984? The Soviets, Canada, tied at 2 when lightning struck the Calgary Saddledome.
Burns with it, fires it in there, deflects over top of the net. Zanelli after that puck. Zanelli ducks the check. Back on the blue line. Here's another shot.
Well, the guy who got that goal was Mike Bossy, but you just said something funny to me.
Well, yeah, no one knew that I scored it. I think that if anybody watched the tape, they could see that I went celebrating into the corner, and all of a sudden I turned around and there was no one there to congratulate me. No one had realized that I had deflected the shot at that point.
They certainly knew later, and your heroics are well documented in Canada Cup history. One-game semifinal. It's awfully tough. Tomorrow night, Canada plays against Sweden.
Well, that's true. One game, you know, you never know what's going to happen. If the puck bounces the wrong way at the start of the game, you could find yourself in a hole, and then it's catch-up hockey after that. I mean, it could go that way for either team.
Being from Quebec and a former broadcaster there, we were in Quebec City the other night. Everybody knows about the Eric Lindros situation. How has Mike Bossy viewed that?
Well, I don't really care what Eric Lindros does. I mean, he can sign with the Nordiques, or he doesn't have to sign with the Nordiques. I mean, it's totally up to him. It doesn't bother me one way or the other.
What about all the hype and hoopla over it? Maybe is it overblown a little too much?
Well, I think the situation has gotten out of hand right now. You know, there are ways to negotiate, and I think that if he doesn't want to sign, then he shouldn't sign and say that's it. But if he's going to sign, do it and get it over with.
As a former Islander, there is now an Islander who's having a same type of situation. Pat LaFontaine, how do you view that?
Well, Pat's situation is a little different. I mean, he has proven himself as a star in the NHL. He's paid his dues with the Islanders. You know, he played as a rookie with Brian Trottier as a centerman, and at the time that Dennis and myself were there. So, you know, Pat deserves to make a lot more money than he's making right now. And, you know, it's not easy with the situation with the Islanders, that they're changing ownership and all that. But I hope that things work out for him. He's a heck of a nice guy.
What about this tournament? Almost highly unpredictable with what the Finns have done. The surprise of the tournament. Team Canada, have they surprised you at all? Wayne Gretzky's playing some of the best hockey of his life.
Well, you know, you have to expect Canada to be doing as well as they have been with the kind of talent that they have on the team. And Gretzky is having a heck of a series, as he always has in the Canada Cup Series. And you know, they were favored to go right to the end, and they should win it.
Judging by your tan, you're obviously playing a lot of golf these days. What else is Mike Bossy up to?
Well, I spend most of my time now doing public relations, and tonight I'm here for Canadian Tire, who promotes hockey, minor hockey, and for the, for the fun of it and fair play. And I do a lot of anti-violence work with them and the Canadian Minor Hockey Association.
Well, they have no better spokesman. Thanks for joining us, Mike.
Thank you.
Mike Bossy, former New York Islander and a hero of the 1984 Canada Cup. At this Labatt Canada Cup, Team USA leads Finland 2-0 after one period in semifinal number 1. Tomorrow on CTV Sports, the Labatt Canada Cup continues with semifinal action. Canada and Sweden, 8 o'clock Eastern. The Labatt Canada Cup, part of CTV Sports Championship Summer.
The 1991 Canada Cup is brought to you in part by your Tri-State Ford dealers. Stop by your local Ford dealer today and see for yourself.
Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat?
It's clearance time, and your Tri-State quality Ford dealers slashing prices on all the 91s. With 2.9 financing, now's the best time to buy a new Escort. With all these features, you'd expect to pay over $9,800, but during clearance time, it's just $8,883. Plus, with first-time buyers programs, save even more. See your Tri-State quality Ford dealer during factory-authorized clearance and see for yourself.
They're dancing in the streets.
Do you want to look your best from head to toe? Reach for Rapid Shine, the amazing new one-step compact polisher. Simply wipe the specially treated Rapid Shine over any color, leather, or vinyl for a long-lasting, brilliant shine. Rapid Shine is so easy. No rubbing, no rags, no liquids, no mess. Best of all, Rapid Shine is so compact, it fits in your pocket, purse, or glove compartment. Rapid Shine cleans, polishes, and enhances fine leather. Its special formula guards against water stains. One Rapid Shine lasts over 100 shines. You'll get not one, but 4 Rapid Shine polishers. That's over 400 shines. You'll also get the Rapid Shine compact lint brush that removes hair, threads, and messy lint every time. That's 4 Rapid Shine polishers plus the bonus lint brush. Here's how to order.
Credit card orders, call 1-800-423-1800. That's 1-800-423-1800. Or send $12.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Rapid Shine, Box 5555, New York, New York, 10163.
Mets baseball. It's giving your all. It's pushing it right to the edge. And manufacturers Hanover Trust joins in the spirit with the Mets MasterCard. It's like any other MasterCard, only better. Because each time you use it, you enter the Mets MasterCard sweepstakes, where you can win great Mets prizes. So come on, show your colors with the Mets MasterCard. To apply, call 1-800-MHT-METS.
Imagine yourself in an emergency. Survival depends on fast treatment. Today, millions depend on Medic Alert. One call provides emergency teams with life-saving information. To learn more, ask your pharmacist or call 1-800-ID-ALERT.
But the fact remains Team Finland can't finish. I mean, what we're going to look at on our replays, a couple of chances that Team Finland had that they just couldn't put away. And to me, that is the difference. We talked about this before the hockey game. Mike Richter was pretty good, but Team Finland had chances that they just couldn't put away.
And a fellow who was on the 1980 Olympic team, one of the last few players remaining, as a matter of fact. Dave Christian got that opening goal for Team USA.
Well, I think the unsung guy on that goal was Mike Modano. I mean, Brian Leach made an outstanding play to get it through to Dave Christian, but Mike Modano pulled it out of the corner and got it across to Leach. But when I was talking about Finland not being able to finish, they weren't a team that ended up with no chances in the first. They had great chances. Here's one by Christian Ruutu. But you see, instead of stopping the puck and putting it home, he tried to deflect it from just about an impossible angle. Mike Richter had people at his doorstep, including Jari Kurri, and at this point he was really under siege. Jari Kurri dumped it in front, and there's a chance by Ojanen, and he couldn't get the rebound up past Mike Richter, and right after this is when Team USA went down to the other end.
And as we mentioned before, Mike Modano making the great play.
Yeah, he was the unsung guy. The Finns got into a comfort zone here. You see, Tikkanen really was mesmerized by the puck area. That was Modano, and he let Brian Leach sneak in behind him. You have to play with your head on a swivel when Brian Leach is behind you.
Dave Christian, who will be with the St. Louis Blues this year, getting that goal, changing teams over the offseason. Here's the second goal from Team USA.
Watch this play by LaFontaine. I think this went unnoticed. Down, flat on his face, and he was able to get a stick on it, move it out to Eddie Olczyk so that he could move it in front to Joey Mullen. So Team USA has no breakaway chances from the neutral zone, but they just have to outskill the Finns when they get in close, and that's exactly how they scored their 2 goals.
So what we have here is a Finnish team lacking some finish, and they're going to have to get that in the second period. After 1 period of play, Finland trailing Team USA 2-0 at the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
I've always had this idea of what college should be. It's more than books.
More than classrooms. They're important, the most important.
But they're not everything. I wanted a real campus life.
A fuller experience, and I wasn't getting it. So I transferred to Hofstra.
To Hofstra.
To Hofstra.
For information, call 516-HOF-STRA. Hofstra University. We teach success.
There is a place where kids can go to help them grow. A place that keeps them sheltered from the streets. A place where they can learn the skills they need in life. In love. How to succeed. It is the Boys and Girls Club, a place of care. Think what would happen if it wasn't there.
Support your local club.
You want Dynamite Metro College football on Sports Channel? No problem. This week on the Metro College Football Game of the Week, Iona, St. John's, Friday at 7:30 on Sports Channel America. From the Miracle Mets' 69 success to a no-hitter delivered by the Ryan Express, from Bucky Dent's dramatic shot to Kirk Gibson's game-winning home run trot, relive the classic moments with baseball's greatest games this fall on Sports Channel.
The United States leading Finland 2-0 after 20 minutes of play here at the Kops Coliseum. Scoop Bill Clement has joined us now. A couple of games ago, we talked about Esa Tiikkanen situation. You have an update.
Well, it hasn't been a secret that Esa Tiikkanen has been deciding. We mentioned that in Team Finland's first game that we carried. He's been deciding whether or not to play in the Swiss League or to play in Edmonton. Well, he's made his decision. He's going to stay in the National Hockey League, and he's really signing a nice package. It should get done within the next couple of days. It'll be a 6-year package, and it'll make him a pretty wealthy guy. He'll end up getting about $10 million. But, Rod, I think it's a great deal for the Oilers, too. If and when they trade Messier, and that's going to happen within a couple of months, Esa Tiikkanen will be the most valuable player. And with the salaries escalating, he may not be an overpaid player. He may just be an average paid player. And the Oilers, I think, are very smart to tie him up for 6 years.
No doubt about his valuability to Team Finland. I thought the Finns had some problems in the neutral zone, but at the same time, they really collared Team USA in the first period.
They did in the early going. They played very smart, but Team USA really countered them with some smart maneuvers in the neutral zone themselves. First of all, you can't always try and carry through the neutral when everybody is standing in the middle of the zone. So what Team USA started to do as the period progressed is mix their offense. They started to dump it in. And this one, they're going to come to the neutral zone and look at all the Finns. They're all retreating back into the neutral zone to create as much congestion as possible. Now they're going to pinch on the puck carrier, forced to dump it in. Well, I sat here tracking the dumps and the gets. And Team USA dumped it in 9 times. They got it back 5 times, and they also started to force Team Finland's defensemen off the blue line and were able to penetrate. So I thought, while Team Finland started very smart play, Team USA matched them at every turn.
And the 2 most important dumps were into the net for Team USA. Dave Christian, now with the St. Louis Blues, with a goal at 12:19. Then Joe Mullen at 17:36, 2-0 Team USA. The Finns outshot the Americans 9-6.
CTV's coverage of the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup is being brought to you in part by Canadian Tire. Canadian Tire is a proud sponsor of Canada Cup. There's a lot more to Canadian Tire than tires.
The Finns huddling around their net. They're going to their bench now, and let's go for second period play-by-play to our broadcast booth. Here's JD and Chevy.
Thank you, Rod. For the United States, it was Christian and Mullen getting the goals. Madano had a good first period. He was everywhere in this ice.
Well, on that first goal, it was obvious when Bill and Rod pointed it out. Madano dug the puck out of the corner and sent it up to Leach, who fed Christian for the goal. So Roenick was given an assist, and I don't think it should be Roenick. It should be this guy, Mike Madano. He's the one that made the nice play. Interesting to watch Brett Hull play in a tournament like this, Don. He doesn't get as much ice time as what he's used to. I don't think he's happy with the way the pucks have been going in. Maybe he'll never be when you don't play with Adam Oates like he does normally with the Blues. Something interesting, too, I think, is people don't realize when great players have great years what a coach can mean. And I think Brian Sutter does so much to keep Brett Hull going and working and going and working. He has a lot to do with Hull's success.
All right, play is underway as Ketterer flags a high blast down right off the opening faceoff. 2-0 for the United States. Obvious that an early goal is so important to Sweden for Finland. Rotanen at center ice. Now Jari Kurri. He has Ojanen with him, trying to penetrate the United States blue line. Center in behind there, getting some help as Chelios comes in to bump and grind. Madano in pursuit as they attempt to free it and finally do. Madano comes away with it. He gave it back. Gave it back to Ojanen. Quick shot by Kurri and a great reaction by Mike Richter.
You know, Kurri did well to get that shot on goal as Suter was right in his face. And it ended up being a knuckleballed change-up type shot that Richter had to stay with. The puck is put back. Kurri, which is a quick release. Suter stayed with Kurri to make sure he couldn't drive to the net. Richter ended up making the save. Here's Madano dropping it off and giving the puck away. That created the turnover, but with Suter reading the play and getting on Kurri quickly, Kurri could not get a real good, clean shot away.
John, it is worth noting also that in the round-robin meeting between the USA and Finland, it was also a 2-goal advantage for the United States after one period. The Finns chipped away at that. They got 1 goal back in the second, tied it midway in the third, and the U.S. had to get the winning goal with 2.5 minutes left to win it 4-3. A goal by Pat LaFontaine.
All through that game, Don, the Finns had to rely on their goaltending. The goaltending was very strong. And that means Ketterer is going to have to tighten up starting now. If not, I don't think they can come back from a 3-goal disadvantage.
Striko with it inside the line, feeds it over on the far side. Here's the shot. Richter blocks and jumps on the rebound to smother it.
Great checking by the Americans. Now, there was the point shot by Lume, no doubt about that. But when Lume got the puck, what's the difference here between the two teams? The Americans are picking up the people away from the puck. The Finns did not, and the Americans scored twice. Lume has the puck here. He has nowhere to pass it, so it's a wrist shot. Look at the people look at the defenseman taking their men right out. Richter had no problem seeing the puck. Brian Leach had his man tied up. Fine checking without the puck.
It's in motion again, a minute into period 2. Still 2-0 for the United States. Leach tries to find Hull. It goes through him. The pass at center ice. Hull takes the Finnish player down very heavily, Luukkonen. And then it rolls to the Finnish blue line. Miller with it. Jyrki Lume. Striko will hand it back to him. Ruutu. Striko in pursuit. Ruutu over on the far side. Salame in behind. Nobody in front for Finland except way back at the point. Siren is there. He blasts through a maze, and somehow it stays out. About 2 minutes in. Whistle down. A little white was showing there, and Siren failed to hold it to the blue line. Still 2-0 for the United States here in Hamilton. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
What is refreshing? It's the taste. Taste that could only come from a cold blue light right out of the ice. Now that's refreshing.
Play resumes about 2 minutes into period 2, and I guess they were listening to you, John Davidson. They've changed the assist on that first U.S. goal. They took Roddick's assist out and they gave that assist to Modano. They left Leach on the board, however. They have to look at that once again. Here's a play right in front. Siren keeping it alive around to the far side. The United States doing some nice hitting and forechecking in there. Now Subinin comes away at the blue line for Finland. Steers it rink wide. LaFontaine intercepts for the United States. Gives it a Hatcher. Hatcher can't get around Ramos Subinin. Rink wide for Mullen. Drop pass for Olczyk. Feeds it in front for LaFontaine. Can't quite thread it through to him, however. Now this is Subinin. Peltsima will go to the bench. The United States will take over easily and bring it ahead. LaFontaine. They're changing also. This one is whistled down. They'll bring it all the way back. He released it on the wrong side of center ice, so icing's called against the United States about 3 minutes into the period.
One of the things Tim Taylor tried to tell his team today during their morning skate and meeting after was that, remember, this is a big step forward for the Finnish team, and so they will be playing their best. And he was trying to give his players a message that they've got to play at their best to beat this club. Talked about the offensive defenseman for Team USA, Don, and played pretty well defensively, and we pointed that out a shift or two ago where Brian Leach picked up his man nicely. Suter was near Curry, so Curry couldn't get the clean shot. Tim Taylor's been impressed with those players.
They've got Tikkanen back on the point. Curry's on the ice with a Yana. Now Chelios for the United States.
That was a face-off alignment. If the Finns won the draw, Tikkanen would be back there for the big shot.
They did not. They bring it forward ahead, and they just shoot it across the United States blue line. Tikkanen makes a nice check on Chelios. Brown tries to help. Ojanen is hit by Otto. Puck's in behind them. They kick him free. And a little scrum going on in the United States corner. Now here's Tikkanen, and Brown blocked most of that. Over 3.5 minutes in. Wood is denied at the blue line. Intercepted by Roenick. Roenick shoots, and it's way up into the crowd. Deflected out of play. About 4 minutes gone of the period. Still 2-0 for the U.S.
The Americans put Joel Otto on the ice to take the draw, and then Roenick came out once the Americans got off, or pardon me, out of their zone. Otto went to the bench. It's interesting to watch a star like Jeremy Roenick play, and to watch him in the morning in practice, how hard he works. To watch him around the locker room before the game starts. He can't sit still. He's constantly walking around, sticking his hand all the time, getting it ready. This guy loves the game and has certainly become a genuine star with the Blackhawks, Mike Keenan's club.
The kind of player who probably enjoys summer a lot less than many others. His hockey really is his life. Glad to get this early start of the Labatt Canada Cup to a long season ahead. Here's Wolanin now from the point, dribbling it, and Ketterer steers that over. Modano shooting it back to the near corner for the United States. Christian's there. He has one of the 2 goals tonight. They try to feed Roenick. Almost got it to him. Modano does feed him. Here's Christian shooting from the side. Couldn't get anything on it. It was Roenick, actually. He got tied up beside the net. Now Christian goes into the corner as the Finnish player falls. Modano tries to center it through to Roenick again. He's left almost unnoticed out in front, but they can't get the puck to him. Now Lume. 4.5 minutes gone in the second period. Still 2-0 for the United States. Rink wide lead pass comes out to Salame. And the check is made. The goal will count likely. It's a delayed penalty, and that is a goal for Finland. An obvious penalty was about to be called, delayed against the United States, and Eloranta carried on. Jarmo Kekalainen was out there, and Petri Skriko got the chance and made the most of it.
The penalty was upcoming. You see a kind of a screen shot as Skriko got to the puck. And with the screen, he took the shot. I think Richter got the puck off the inside of his goal stick. As he kicks the right leg out, right arm out, the shot's taken, and it deflects in behind Mike Richter. So we have a 2-1 game now. The penalty was upcoming to Team Finland. Skriko got in, took the shot smartly through the screen, and we now have a 2-1 game.
So instead of Modano being in the penalty box, the U.S. lead is cut in half. Skriko makes it a 2-1 hockey game just before the 5-minute mark of the second period. Mind you again, Finland battled back from 2 goals down after 1 period in Chicago Saturday. There's a save by Ketterer with Miller on the doorstep. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
It's been 20 years since a National Hockey League team arrived on Long Island.
Tonelli, the Nystrom.
This year, join the Islanders for an anniversary party at the Nassau Coliseum. The Islanders' 20th anniversary season is a season to celebrate. For full and partial season ticket plan, call 1-800-88-2-ISLES.
Lockett en route to get the assists on the goal by Petri Skriko. It's now a 2-1 hockey game for the Americans. Face off beside goaltender Marcus Ketterer. The Craig Janney line out there with Miller and Hull. Comes past Hatcher back outside the blue line.
Craig Janney just hurt himself, Don, as Hatcher fired the puck up to dump it in. He hit Craig Janney, and Janney has just gotten to the bench, and he's having all kinds of problems over there.
He banked hard into the bench. He couldn't get the door open. The trainer attends to it now as Finland brings it back to the zone of the United States. Great scoring chance here. Richter robbing number 22, Pekka Turkonen. Suddenly the Finns alive and well here in Hamilton, getting right back into the hockey game. But they are in what they dreaded most, a shootout with the United States. So far, faring all right. Hatcher in front, shooting, that's blocked. Rebound comes out, and they clear the zone. 6 minutes gone in this period. Suominen sends it across the ice to number 27, Peltoma. Wholesale change for Finland now. The Americans try to take advantage and break it in with Mullen, but can't do it. Tikkanen's line is on the ice with Curry. Tikkanen. Ojanen, and that's broken up. Mullen now. LaFontaine. Feeding Mullen. Left wing, circling in, sweeps it front, shot. Great stop from point-blank range by Ketterer. No rebound for the United States, and here's Tikkanen. Tikkanen fakes the shot, then lets a weak one go. Being watched by Chelios. Edmonton over, Tikkanen down in the corner. Far side for the United States is Suter. About 7 minutes in. 2-1 now. The United States lead. The only goal of the period scored by Finland. Tikkanen lets it go to Ojanen. He could not carry on with it.
Matchups seem to become less important here in the second period.
Mike Modano makes his pass, follows a bouncing puck in. It's cleared to the corner, and the net's loose. Modano crashing into it. 2-1 for the United States over Finland. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
If you're trying to decide how to paint your house, just ask a professional painter how he might paint his house. With Sherwin-Williams, there's only one paint that's good, and there's only one place you can get it. The pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Tomorrow night on CTV, Sweden versus Canada. Semifinal number 2, live 8 o'clock Eastern from Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto.
Scott Stevens did not practice yesterday, did today for Team Canada, so they're back and healthy. Eddie Olczyk was just flexing his left arm as he was in discomfort as he got back to the bench and was tended to by the trainer.
I think I still see Janney sitting at the back of the bench there. He left earlier at some discomfort.
He got hit with a puck, but I'm not sure where. Seems to be okay.
12 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the second period. A 2-1 hockey game and a good one. Sudden death semifinal of the Labatt Canada Cup. Here's Skriko with the only goal for Finland. A weak shot that Richter will make no mistake on. He'll hang on. Talking about Sweden tomorrow night against Canada, Swedish team has already indicated they're going to pay a lot more attention to Wayne Gretzky than in game one, which they lost 4-1. Gretzky engineering 2 shorthanded goals to beat them early.
The Finns now trying to make the nice plays. The Americans have to be aware of the people without the puck. Gary Suter was pushed into the glass during the last game that they played against the Soviets. Zamnov, remember the player that Al McInnes cross-checked and got out of the game as they played the Soviets? Well, that was the player that pushed Suter into the glass and boards. So they weren't all upset here in Hamilton when they heard about the Al McInnes cross-check.
Hard shot back, and the rebound right to the doorstep of Richter. Now it is set down the ice by the United States, and an immediate icing call is made. Do you like the international rule of calling icing right away, or do you prefer the NHL style when you have to touch the puck?
I think defensemen like it this way because they don't have to go back and touch the puck and take a big hit. The other thing that it does stop is a lot of scrums and pushing and shoving when a close play is had behind the goal.
It's got to save you 30 seconds maybe in your hockey game overall at playing time.
Oh, sure.
I kind of like it. Ruutu against Jani, who is all right, and back on the ice, a quick shot whistles wide from Jani Laukkonen.
These Finns have started to do a lot of things right.
Lane going in there, couldn't get good wood on that. The United States clear the zone, but the U.S. no longer in command as they look to be past the midway point of the first period.
Finns are starting to win some face-offs. They're getting to a lot of loose pucks. Their spirits have lifted up a lot since the Skriko goal.
There's Jani trying to penetrate. Americans have turned back once again. Finland making the United States skate as hard as they can here in this period, just to maintain the tempo that the Finnish team is trying to set. Järvenpää now for Finland. Makes his pass. Weak shot. Couldn't get it to Siren from Kekalainen. Now Ho. A pass to Hatcher. Nothing in the way of a concerted U.S. drive at that blue line. They just want to shoot it in and make a change, and they finally get the chance.
They're making generally the first pass, but they're not having any success at all with the second pass. There's the first pass. Now we have a second pass as the Americans try to open it up. And we'll see if the defense can move it up.
Chelios will do that from the right side. Makes his pass for LaFontaine. A fairly weak shot handled easily by Ketterer. No rebound given. Järvi in the corner. Comes across to Jutila. Chelios watching him as he reaches the blue line of the United States. Backs away for a clear shot that goes wide. Suter bumping in the corner. Puck rolling loose. Chelios digs it ahead for LaFontaine. Mullins on his right. Eloranta defending for Finland. 10.5 minutes to go in the second period. 2-1 now, the U.S. lead. And a shot in. Offside waved off. Eloranta as the net comes loose with 10:22 to go in the period. From Hamilton, this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Only one sports section has been voted New York's best 4 years in a row by the Associated Press sports editors, because no other daily or Sunday paper in New York sweats over more sports, breaks more stories, and gets you the latest scores and stats when those second-place papers give you zip. So when you want to get your eyeballs knocked out of the park, park them on a New York news day. Truth, justice, and the best sports in New York.
Coming up in our second intermission, we'll take a close-up look at hockey in the United States. Boy, has it come along since the miracle on ice. We'll take a CTV sports break at Sports Control in Toronto, and we'll be joined by Bill Clement with second period analysis.
Joel Otto ready to take the face-off just outside the Finnish blue line with 10:22 to go in the second period.
Talking about USA hockey, their Olympic club will start an exhibition tour against National Hockey League teams. They start out Friday in Albany, Don, when they play the Washington Capitals. Hockey all over going right now.
Yeah, the NHL teams play a lot of games against the U.S. Olympians between now and Albertville in February of '92.
And the Canadian club will do the same thing. with Canadian National Hockey League clubs throughout the winter.
Here's Otto looking for a loose puck against Eloranta. Turkonen comes in for it. U.S. player got turned around there. Doug Brown. And Otto's down in the corner. Wood comes in to help out. There'll be a delayed penalty as Richter goes to the bench. An extra man on the ice for the United States. Johnson passing it. Here's the shot. Good blast by Roenick is turned aside. And the United States still has possession here on a delayed penalty call to Finland. The first penalty that's going to be called tonight unless they score here. Here's Leach. For Roenick, Finland picks it up now. The whistle. He had a good 20 seconds there of scoring opportunity with Richter pulled. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
51. Our projection screen looks so real, you'll feel like part of the show when you watch the new RCA home theater. It also has surround sound that's so real.
Stand back, everyone.
You'll forget you're sitting at home.
Let me handle this.
Another way, RCA is changing entertainment again.
See the exciting new RCA home entertainment products at all Tops Appliance superstores in New Jersey and all PC Richard locations.
Eloranta holding penalty, the night's first infraction. It comes at 10:31 at a very critical time in this hockey game.
Now the American team got forechecking. Actually, it's kind of a checking line on the ice with Otto and Brown. There you see Otto, the big man, driving towards a loose puck, and he was dragged down mostly by Kerry Eloranta. Puts the arm up to plead his innocence, but didn't work.
So Madonna with Hull out on the ice with Roenick, Leach, and Chelios on this United States power play. Tikkanen did not get the face-off. Madonna feeding Chelios, deflected. Might have gone off the top of the net, right across the face of it, certainly. And now from a high stick, they whistle it down. The U.S. protesting here. This should not have been called. Chelios very upset.
It'd be very interesting to see what happened here. Scampanello, Gauthier, and Koharski, three very experienced referees or referee and linesmen. I don't think it may not have been Roenick that touched the puck in the point shot. It was a great play by Brian Leach to get the puck out of the face-off circle to set up the shot. Because the shot's taken from the point. I don't think Roenick touched it. I think the goaltender touched it, so it shouldn't have been called. You'll see the puck get back to the point, and a goaltender makes the save here. I'm not so sure Roenick touched that puck.
Well, on that angle, it looked like he might have. It's hard to be sure.
Maybe he did. Anyway, things get settled. Face-off is just inside the Finnish zone. Interesting to watch Brian Leach play for Tim Taylor. Brian Leach, when we first saw him in this tournament, was not jumping into the play as much and didn't look comfortable. Now, in watching him in this game where he's gotten himself 2 assists, he's swooping in to get loose pucks. He's reading plays. He's showing why he's one of the best.
Roenick on the face-off against Tikkanen. And comes back to the neutral zone. Curry doing some checking for Finland, but Chelios circles in the center ice area for the United States. Almost 11 minutes gone, 1:35 left on the power play. Madonna brings it in with a shot into the corner. Roenick trying to pick it up with the fireboards for Hull. Hull for Madonna, takes it in front, flicks it, got a weak one away. Not much on that, and Finland clears.
Boy, did Brett Hull ever say hello and goodbye to the defender to the right side of the goaltender, but Hull couldn't finish. And it's got to be frustrating for Brett Hull not finishing.
He comes to the blue line again. Puck is brought right in. They score. It's 3-1 for the United States. Leach walked in and scored.
A power play goal for Brian Leach. We talked about how he's starting to get his game into shape. Chelios gives Leach the puck, who stayed wide and gave Chelios an out. Now watch him move in here, and the defender thinks he's going to pass the puck, and then he just simply went by him. Wow, did he move in nicely. Darwin what's interesting here is this actually ends up as a 2-on-2 in front, but two Finnish players stayed over with the American on the other side of the ice, as Numminen never decided to go to Leach at all. So Brian Leach just went to the net, found the open side, and they scored a power play.
He has a goal and 1 assist tonight. His first goal of the Canada Cup. Quickly shot down the ice, and the United States charged with icing on the face-off to endure to Richter's left. About 8.5 to go in the period.
Brian Leach, smart play to get around the first Finnish defender who goes at him, Jyrki Lumme. Now watch Leach. He just moves in, takes the backhand, makes it look rather casual. Gee, he's got a lot of future ahead of him. Starring player. We also heard a moment ago from the bench, Don, that some of the players, the coaching staff saying, get off of Coho's back. They have a 3-1 lead. Why get the referee upset? Just lay off the referee. You'd be better off just to play the game.
Hatcher in the American corner, unable to clear. Richter turns that shot away. Ruutu now getting a weak blast off. Ruutu will not have far to go. Finland's eliminated tonight. Buffalo just a few miles away, his NHL team in training camp. Here's Mullen now across the blue line, dropping it off. Quick pass by Olczyk, did not click. Skriko returns with 8 minutes to go for Finland with Ruutu. Right wing pass, in they go. Great save there by Richter as Selanne went right in on top of him. Centering pass for Selanne is gloved down. Mullen has it out at center ice. Good work by Wolanin there on defense for the United States. 7:45 left in the period. Again, the Finns look for the fast break. Skriko shooting, and it's off the mesh on the side, just wide.
He went to the same side he went to when he scored the goal, the stick side with the wrist shot.
Selanne stays on his feet after a check from Otto. Sheeran shot, and Richter has it. 7:26 to go in the period. 3-1 USA, and this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
I have to cancel.
I keep canceling. I had to cancel.
Why do you keep putting it off? Mother, I'm not.
GE's breast cancer detection system.
I keep meaning to. Did you go? I'm too busy.
It can detect tumors too tiny to be felt.
It's such a busy week. I'm going to go next week. I can't find the time.
I just haven't had time.
When?
It can help increase the survival rate to 91%.
I'll go when I have the time.
Next week.
Oh, I can't next week. Don't
As
stop
soon as
me.
I can find the time, I'll go.
But there's one thing GE can't do. We can't make you go.
It's nothing to worry about. I just couldn't go.
One of the fine players for Team Finland is Selanne. Here you'll see him move in on Mike Richter. Richter just reads the play perfectly. And as Hatcher was cutting off Selanne's lane to cut across, Richter made the save. Selanne played right wing with Dale Howardchuk a couple of years ago in the Winnipeg Jet training camp in Moncton, New Brunswick. And Howardchuk was very, very impressed with this Finnish player. A first rounder by the Winnipeg Jets.
You've got to be generally impressed with this Finnish team here in the Canada Cup. What competitors they are. Here's Otto making the pass inside, and Wood could not get a shot on goal. Set up beautifully by Joel Otto. Otto in the corner. Johnson can't save at the blue line. We have 7 minutes to go in period 2. U.S. ahead 3-1, but they also led 3-1 in Chicago Saturday and had to battle for a 4-3 win. Finns tied that game at 1 point. Suominen brings it in now. Tirkonen behind him, couldn't find it. And Siren sends it across the ice. Now Tirkonen. Right wing pass for Jari Kurri. He's got Suominen with him, has to wait, plays it in behind the United States goal. Johnson. Gets it up to Miller. Out to Hull. Hull going in on goal. Hull slides it in front of Ketterer, and he handles that easily. A one-handed effort by Brett Hull.
You notice Brett Hull skates faster with the puck than he does without it?
O'Yanin makes his pass, intercepted. U.S. getting a break back here now with Hull at center ice. With Janney. Rink-wide pass from Järvenpää, and the Finns come in 2-on-2 once again. O'Yanin shooting, that is wide. Rebound, Tikkanen, the net's loose. They'll stop the play right there with 5:52 left.
Tikkanen, O'Yanin, and a different winger, not Curry on the ice. Actually, they were making a change. O'Yanin, you'll see Tikkanen put in the net here. He cuts in on his off wing. Tries to fake a shot to make the defenseman move, and then they all drive to the net, but it's actually Mike Richter moving across there that bangs the net off the mooring. Jani Ojanen belongs to the New Jersey Devils, will play in Finland this year and then go back probably the following season to New Jersey. He went back to his homeland. The Hart needed to go back. There's a little lady that says, we got to go home. So when the boss spoke, packed up and left.
His value hasn't diminished at all here in this tournament. He's impressed people.
Well, they moved him into center ice on their number 1 line.
Ruutu on the draw, digging it back. And here's the shot wide from Laukkanen. Zooming in, and it's left there for Roenick. Roenick to the Finnish blue line. With Modano, turned back, tries to shoot it down the boards, was blocked from doing so by Striko. He's got the only goal for Finland tonight. 3-1 the United States lead. Less than 5.5 minutes to go in the second period in Hamilton. Canada Cup action, sudden death, semifinals. Hatcher swings beside his own net. The United States clears the zone. Laukkanen shooting it right back over that blue line.
You know, we haven't seen the Finns play pesky at all, Don. So you haven't seen the Finns make the Americans take any penalties.
Just one penalty to Finland. It cost them on the power play. Here's Curry going in. Taken down hard. Modano with Hatcher in to help out in the corner. And they clear it down the ice. Less than 5 minutes remaining in the period.
You see the Finns starting to use Curry more. Starting to use Tikkanen more. Coming back with this Ojanen line, double shifting them now a little bit as they trail 3-1 late in the second.
Here's a lead pass to Olczyk, but he's alone. Simply has to shoot it in. Funny bounce off the boards there. Startled Ketterer. Now Olczyk takes the puck for the United States, and it's into the Finnish corner once again. LaFontaine tries a quick centering pass that is turned back. They flick it out for Olczyk. Tikkanen gets there first. Tikkanen playing it beside his net. Comes Finland. Curry runs into the elbow of Johnson as he reached the blue line. Olczyk in the corner against Siren. Makes the pass out here to Leach. Leach beside the net. A centering pass, and LaFontaine just missed to the short side. Less than 4 minutes to go now as the U.S. opens the throttle wide, looking to pull further ahead.
You think Brian Leach has it going here? He's made a dozen or so great plays.
He's in season form already. Here's the shot by Curry, deflected. Held in by Siren at the United States blue line. Ojanen backhanding it in. They look for a change now, and they get one, the Finnish team. 3:30 to go in the second period. Suominen. Shot turned aside by the stick of Mike Richter, the New York Rangers. 2 Ranger goalies deployed for Team USA. The backup is John Van Beesbrook. Number 24, Doug Brown. Otto accepts the pass at center ice. Hits the Finnish blue line. Otto swinging in front, gets a weak shot away. Rebound. Ketterer handles both of those. Less than 3 minutes remaining in the period. Suominen. Turkonen. Net by Chelios at the United States blue line. Chelios off the boards for Brown at center ice. Rink wide at the blue line. Wood couldn't gather it in. Laukkanen picks it up with 2.5 minutes to go in the period. The United States changing. A fast-paced hockey game. Very few whistles. 3-1 the U.S. leads, but here is Solani, and again he's on the mesh of the short side. They're working on that short side against Richter, but they're off target with those shots.
Don, more than anything else, they've been forced to stay to the outside. Therefore, the shooting angle isn't as terrific. If they could get themselves into the slot area, it's a different story. Jari Kurri seeing lots of ice time now that his team's trailing. He was stood up, heavily hit by Jim Johnson. Watch Johnson with a good clean hit. Boom! Now when Curry gets up here, watch his foot. He'll go over towards Johnson, try and kick his feet out, but it didn't quite work. He was a little upset with that big hit. Good solid hit by Jim Johnson. Team USA with Brian Leach leading the play, puts the puck in front, and LaFontaine just missed. The whole play was set up when Leach read the breakout pattern, knocked the puck out of midair, and then set up his teammates.
Oh, we have just a moment. Want to note that one of the great all-time NHL players, Bob Golden, passed away a few days ago. Memorial services were held today. Bob Golden, certainly a fixture in the National Hockey League in his era. Hull getting it out. Just 2 minutes to play in the period now. Left at center ice. Skriko with it. For route 2. Headed off by Hatcher. Kevin Hatcher bangs away at it, can't clear, but he perseveres. Kept in by Finland. Salati makes the play, and they just miss on the short side. A sliding Richter out there and a nice Skriko. And it's out of the zone. Here comes Hull. Hull racing in. Passing it back for Janney, and he couldn't get a good shot off at all. Blake Janney has it in there, setting up Hull. His blast is turned aside by Ketterer.
Everybody in the building had to know Janney was going to feed Hull, yet he still got it done. Janney's not a shooter, he's a passer, and Brett Hull got robbed.
Skriko now coming in, shooting. Richter blocks that. Roenick with a minute 10 to go. Freewheeling at center ice. Gets around Yari Curry. Lets the shot go, and now a minute remaining in the second period. Roenick. For Finland, Arto Rotanen. Madano falling on the corner. Roenick battling with Numanen. 40 seconds to go now. The U.S. with a rather commanding 3-1 lead, just over 20 minutes remaining. Suter to Chelios. And Newman and rink wide for Finland now. Is Jari Kurri being turned back at center ice. Finding Teppo Numanen. Back to the United States zone with a dozen seconds to go. And quickly cleared. Madano out at center ice to Otto. Otto lets the shot go high off the glass. 3 seconds left now. Elorado with it for Finland, and that'll do it for the second period in Hamilton. Now it's the first sudden death semifinal of the Labatt Canada Cup. And the United States leads Finland 3-1 after 2. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Friday on Sports Channel, the New York Mets slug it out against heavy hitter Felix Jose and the St. Louis Cardinals in the opener of a 3-game series. The Mets take on the Cardinals live Friday at 8:30, exclusively on Sports Channel.
Hockey myth number 9.
There's no drama. They just skate around all the time. Wow, that got my heart going.
The Islanders and Devils, this fall on Sports Channel.
So a 2-goal lead for the United States at the 40-minute mark. Not terribly secure, John Davidson, but with 20 minutes to go, the United States prospects look good for the finals.
At the end of the period, Otto and Tikkanen had their noses pressed up against one another. I think going into this third period, you'll see Tikkanen, Curry, Selaney get a lot more ice time, and Finns are just going to go for it.
So, good hockey so far. If you like skating and shooting and scoring chances, you've had it here tonight. From Hamilton, this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Are you getting all the golf you want? You want more? More than TV? More than magazines? Sounds like you're ready for Golf Week. Golf Week gives you more golf news than any publication in the world. More on the pros, more tours, with more scores, more stats, more stories. Call Golf Week now to start your 4 free issues. Just call the number you see on your screen right now. Call now for more amateur golf, national, regional, local, more college golf. Call now to start with 4 free issues. If you don't want any more, just cancel and pay nothing. Or take another 22 issues. A total of 26 weeks for only $19.95. You can even use your credit card. Call Golf Week now to start your 4 free issues. Just call the number you see on your screen right now.
Let's throw a party with your birthday money.
I'm putting it into a MetLife State Street Mutual Fund.
Balloons, a few friends, your big sister.
Maybe stock or bond fund, a money market or tax-exempt fund. In time, I could have thousands of dollars in my MetLife Mutual Fund.
Thousands? What a party that could be.
Get Met, it pays.
These are remarkable families. They have adopted older children with special needs, children who really needed families. Hey, you can't change the world overnight by yourself, but these people discovered how one family can make a difference. Many older children with special needs are waiting. They need very special families to adopt them. Maybe you're one of them. To find out more, call Special Adoptions Connection, 1-800-34-ADOPT.
CTV Sports is proud to present the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup. A goal apiece in the second period. Team USA leading Finland 3-1 in this semifinal after 2 periods of play. When Team USA won the gold medal in the 1980 Winter Olympics, it was dubbed the Miracle on Ice. But should Team USA ever play for gold again, it should come as no surprise. Since Lake Placid, the United States has taken great strides on the ice.
The last decade, leaps and bounds, and nowhere is it more evident than by the lineup that you can ice here at this Canada Cup.
Yeah, we feel this is one of the United States' strongest lineups historically. I think we've got a lot of people in the prime of their career, a lot of people who are very confident in their abilities. We've got established NHL all-star players, guys who've been through Olympic competition, a lot of experience against international teams. So this is a very good U.S.-Canada Cup. There's no doubt about it.
On the left side to Silk. Silk going in with McClanahan and Johnson rolls and it's right.
Canadians always thought this was their game. The Soviets proved that wrong in '72. The Americans proved that wrong in '80. It has become a world game.
No doubt about that. And we're finding in our country that we're getting players from California, we're getting players from Ohio. Pat Jablonski, one of our goaltenders, I think is Toledo, is the same town. And Brian Leach and Craig Janney are both from Connecticut, which 15, 20 years ago probably would never have been considered a locale that could produce an NHL all-star player, but there are a couple of them right there.
Is there that certain pride that comes with wearing an American jersey?
Oh, yeah. It's like wherever you're from, any country, it's a great thrill. There's a lot of pride. I know I was 15 at the time, and I watched Aruzian come by and score that goal against the Russians, and of course, they won the gold medal against the Finns the next game, and I think any young American hockey player dreamed of an Olympic dream. I know I did. Before that, I always thought of becoming an NHL or a pro, and that was always in the back of your mind. But after seeing that, what a great experience. It'd be great to be a part of that. And I think from that day on in 1980, American hockey's taken great strides.
Is there still an inspiration to do that again, to perform another Miracle on Ice? But this time, if you're doing it, I don't think it would be a miracle because this team, hockey has risen dramatically.
Yeah, I think someone pointed out yesterday there's 126 Americans in the NHL last season compared to 20-some Swedish players. 10 years ago, who would have believed that?
The best thing to happen to hockey in the U.S. was that gold medal victory in 1980. The second best thing to happen would be a Canada Cup victory in 1991. Right now, Team USA is 1 period away from advancing to the championship final. 3-1. The Americans lead Finland. This is the 1991 Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
For these demanding times, BMW introduces the safest 3 Series ever built with a near-zero maintenance engine and perfectly balanced handling. The dramatically new 325i. BMW meets the demands of the 90s with its spirit intact.
See the new 325i at DeFeo BMW in Edgewater, New Jersey. Only 5 minutes from the George Washington Bridge adjacent to Fort Lee. Call toll-free 1-800-866-1539.
Hi, I'm Cy Sperling, president of Hair Club for Men. Since 1982, when I did my first TV commercial, we now have over 30,000 satisfied clients. And it all started for them when they called our toll-free number to get their free booklet.
Inside the information booklet on thinning hair is a comprehensive discussion about dealing with hair loss. There's also Hair Club's non-surgical strand-by-strand method of adding carefully matched top-quality human hair to your own hair. It looks and feels natural, whether you're skimming the surf at 30 knots or racing the wind on a cruiser for 2. Even precious moments don't have to be anxious moments anymore. There's a renewed confidence in your appearance and yourself. Hair Club members enjoy a worry-free active lifestyle. For more information without obligation, call this toll-free number. You see, we believe the more you know about your hair loss options, the better we look.
And remember, we stand behind it. And by the way, I'm not only the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client.
It entered our homes 50 years ago. It was television. Then came cable. And the good idea got even better. A few channels became dozens.
Well, here I am again with a chance.
Satellite technology wired us to the world with 24-hour movies, news, sports, and music.
Hello, cable system.
I'd like to order the fight, please. Innovations that will come together in 1992 to complement NBC's network coverage. The Olympics triple cast, free, separate cable channels. In addition to the NBC network broadcast, commercial-free, all the best events, 15 days, 24 hours a day. The Olympics triple cast, another cable triumph.
If you were a professional painter, you'd want to go to the one store with the best paint and the one with the best equipment and the one with the best advice. Which is why, if you really were a professional painter, you'd want to go to just one store, Sherwin-Williams. The pros know. Ask Sherwin-Williams.
Team USA just one period away from advancing to their first ever Canada Cup Championship final. Boy, 11 years ago, it's hard to believe. I remember that like yesterday when Team Canada or Team USA performed that Miracle on Ice. Mike Eruzione, all those heroes. Now they're transplanted into different names today.
By the way, I wasn't that young when that happened, so you might have been a kid. I wasn't. The biggest difference, I think, the transformation of American hockey from a country who was really on the verge of coming into its own in 1980 to a country that has come into its own is the emergence of offensive players in Team USA. You know, for years, even strong U.S. players were never drafted very high because the scouts had it in their head they're not going to be able to score in the National Hockey League. Well, you look around now and you take a look at the offensive punch that this edition of Team USA has. Not even close. You can't compare any other edition in the Canada Cup to this year's edition for offensive punch.
You think back to that 80 team, all the pluggers and grinders, that team won on heart and soul, and it's kind of funny how it's changed. It's almost as if the Americans have adapted to the international flow and lots of passing.
They have, but I think 1980 started kids playing it and started them shooting pucks against the sides of barns and garage doors and breaking their shingles. And we want to take a look at this replay. This is the Joel Otto being dragged down penalty that never did happen. At least the call took a long time to be made. The Americans got the extra guy in the ice. Now there's one pass, two passes, And one of the big skills that you have to have, obviously, for offense is the ability to pass the puck. There's the 4th pass, the 5th pass, a good scoring opportunity then. But this is, to me, an indication of just how dominant Team USA can be now with their passing game. And when you get the passing game down, it's easy to put it in the net.
And we'll see if they can hang on heading into the 3rd period. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Do you want to look your best from head to toe? Reach for Rapid Shine, the amazing new one-step compact polisher. Simply wipe the specially treated Rapid Shine over any color, leather, or vinyl for a long-lasting, brilliant shine. Rapid Shine is so easy. No rubbing, no rags, no liquids, no mess. Best of all, Rapid Shine is so compact, it fits in your pocket, purse, or glove compartment. Rapid Shine cleans, polishes, and enhances fine leather. Its special formula guards against water stains. One Rapid Shine lasts over 100 shines. You'll get not one, but 4 Rapid Shine polishers. That's over 400 shines. You'll also get the Rapid Shine compact lint brush that removes hair, threads, and messy lint every time. That's 4 Rapid Shine polishers plus the bonus lint brush. Here's how to order.
Credit card orders, call 1-800-423-1800. That's 1-800-423-1800. Or send $12.95 plus $4 shipping and handling to Rapid Shine, Box 5555, New York, New York, 10163.
Mets baseball. It's giving your all. It's pushing it right to the edge. And manufacturers Hanover Trust joins in the spirit with the Mets MasterCard. It's like any other MasterCard, only better. Because each time you use it, you enter the Mets MasterCard sweepstakes, where you can win great Mets prizes. So come on, show your colors with the Mets MasterCard. To apply, call 1-800-MHT-METS.
There are times when you think of family, long gone. How you're 40 or 45 or older and time has passed by and you've got this empty feeling and how terrible it is. How little you really know about your own family because you never got around to asking. What a loss if you never knew how they got here, who they traveled with or left behind, or what they had in their pockets, where they were going. Could they have done it all when they were just 6 or 7? Family History Center at Ellis Island will be your second chance. Your support will help us computerize records of 17 million immigrants. Help you discover your past. Family History Center can be just a dream, or it can be a place to learn more about your past than you ever dreamed of. It's up to you. You can let your past slip away, or you can grab this incredible gift. Support the center. Make it happen.
Team USA leading Finland 3-1 in this Labatt Canada Cup semifinal after 40 minutes of play. Brett Hull is a superstar. There is no doubt about that. He can put the puck in the net, but when he doesn't put the puck in the net,
He's far more emotional, Rod, than people give him credit for. And when he doesn't get what he wants, he ends up very often with a little bit of a pout on. Now, on that play, he was foiled. I mean, he made a great play, but watch the expression on his face. Da-da-da-da, boy, oh, boy.
Play is still going on at the time.
Oh,
as a matter
absolutely.
Of fact.
I mean, the play is actually coming up the ice. Here comes Brian Leach on the rush, and this ultimately led to a goal. But between periods after that play, here's Brett Hull sitting outside his locker room, and he looks completely turned off by the entire process. I tell you what I think we're seeing. We're seeing a very emotional Brett Hull, and without Brian Sutter behind the bench, sometimes Brett's emotions can get away from him.
And without Adam Oates beside him.
Exactly.
We saw that this morning. The Finns brought the game back.
Team USA, Rod, in that first period started doing something and stopped doing something. They stopped standing up at the blue line. Right here, Brian Leach backed off of his man. There was a delayed call here, and a simple little pass over to Petri Skriko ended up in a goal. But Brian Leach was guilty of backing off. And true to form, as any superstar really ends up doing, Brian Leach comes back with a great effort. Now we pick it up with Brett sulking over here on the side. The decoy on the far side, Brian Leach. The defenseman makes a big error here. He assumes Leach is going wide, so he cheats on him and tries to cut him off, and Leach put a heck of a move on him and cut inside.
And he could be one of those pivotal players should Team USA make it into that championship final. 1 period to goal, 2 goals in the second period, one by Petri Skriko, the one we saw from Laakkonen and Ruutu at 4:39. Leach at 11:24. Finland has been outshot 20-16 after 2 periods, and we're ready for the final period of play. Here is John Davidson and Don Chevrier.
Well, a Finnish coach has taken a team a long, long way. Pentti Matikainen, nobody thought his team would even be here at semifinal play, but he's done well, and they've come a long way.
Don, when the Finns won that silver medal in Calgary in 1988 in the Olympics, this man was coaching Matikainen. A lot of people in Finland thought, well, not bad, maybe a fluke. But with Matikainen getting the team this far in the Canada Cup, he's now being thought of as a complete, solid, and good coach.
It has been a fantastic tournament. The loser, though, will have to go home after tonight, and the United States leading as we go to the third period by a 3-1 score, making a bid for the best-of-3 Canada Cup final, which will begin on Saturday in Montreal. Here's Christian making a check in behind the goal. Kept in there. Modano's shot deflected and drifts off target. United States swarming, looking for a little room here for a 4-1 lead if they can get it. Suter. Pass Roenick. Intercepted by number 2, Teppo Numminen. Arto Rotanen. Americans quickly will clear the zone. It comes all the way back down the ice, however. And they'll be called for icing by early 45 seconds into period 3.
Be interesting to watch and see if the Finns go with 4 lines or if they cut back and try and use their 2 offensive lines as much as possible. Now, during the first shift here, Tim Taylor responded by putting the Roenick line back against that number 1 line, centered by Ojanen. A 2-goal lead is not all that comfortable, even though you're playing a Finnish team that doesn't score all that much.
Here's Christian Ruutu, ready to take the face-off of the Buffalo Sabres, their 9th choice in '83.
He did well on face-offs in the offensive zone during the second period. Here, Craig Janney beat him clean.
Johnson to Hull. Hull leaves the puck. Striko has it for Finland in the United States zone, but now Hatcher recovers. This is Kevin Hatcher bumping into a determined Striko, feeding Ruutu. Turned around by Janney over in the far boards. Koharski dancing out of the way of the referee, and the Americans clear the zone. Down they come with Janney being dumped. No penalty call there as he slides to the boards, and the puck comes back to center. Christian Ruutu now testing the right side. Will stop at the blue line. Closing in for a shot, and Richter smothers it.
And Brett Hull crashed into the boards. Seems to be okay.
Reminder, the LeMans Blue player of the game for Team USA receives the Canon Futura. Hold the future of photography in your hands. The sophisticated new approach in camera design combines a full range of auto operation features that ensure everybody will enjoy using the Futura.
The Finns with a goal-scoring chance. Mike Richter with another good save. You'll see Brett Hull move in on Ruutu here and went by him. Now Ruutu moves in for the shot. Lots of room as Brett Hull had lost an edge, or at least crashed into the boards, losing his man.
Pekka Turkonen will handle the face-off for Finland now against LaFontaine. Eloranta from the right point. Screen shot blocked by Richter. Rebound is cleared by the United States to Leach. Leach having a whale of a game offensively and defensively for the American team. Eric Weinrich ahead to Leach. Blocked momentarily. Now they're going to come forward with it. Weinrich backhands it into the finish, into the ice.
The American breakout, they like to go from one defense to the other defense with a puck. And the Finns are trying to feed off of that and cause a turnover.
2 minutes gone in the third and final period. 3-1 for the United States as Eloranta shoots it in. Richter leading it for Chelios. Finland changing on the fly. Across the ice, the pass comes to Suter with Olczyk and LaFontaine. They scoop it inside the line. Kept in there by Olczyk. Feeds Mullen. Mullen going in. He scores! He dribbles it through after it appeared he fanned on the shot, and it's 4-1.
Right there, Don. There's no doubt he lost control, and the goaltender didn't play for him to lose control. That's why I think Joe Mullen's got a little smile on his face. You see the puck nicely kept in by Eddie Olczyk, and You see the room now that Mullen has, and he lost the puck. Not much doubt at all. Routanen, the defenseman, got chasing the puck when Eddie Olchuk had it. And there's Joey Mullen moving in and putting the puck through the legs of the goaltender. Now a much more comfortable 3-goal lead.
At 4-1, and years from now, when historians look up the fact that Joe Mullen scored 2 this night, the kind he scored won't even matter. He gave his team a big edge in the third period.
Giveaway in the Finn zone. Nicely kept in by Eddie Olchuk.
Here's Chelios. Olchuk getting the assist on that.
The Teagan and Curry Ojanen line -2 gone in this game.
Teagan winning it there.
Pardon me, as far as even strength play goes.
This is Suter now with Wood. Wood's long shot. Bouncing wide. Pass to Curry, and he'll try to bring it ahead. A 3-on-2 for Team Finland. Pass didn't get back to him. Johnson intercepts for the United States. Otto bumping there with Laukkanen. And play is whistled down at center ice. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Yeah, we just scored. No, I didn't see Kevin get hit. Kev, you okay?
I wind up in the hospital, and Bob gets a winning goal.
I couldn't let Kevin miss the party.
I was having a pretty good time where I was.
Friends deserve the best.
Friendship. It's just being there.
The crisp, clean taste of Canada's best beer, Labatt's Blue.
I have to be flat on my back to get Bob to buy me a blue.
Between friends, it's true blue. Labatt's Blue.
Well, Joel Otto was on the receiving end. Jani Laukkanen, a Quebec Nordique draft choice, playing his first national team hockey, nails Joel Otto as he was peeking down at the puck. Fine hit. This kid has played well. Just 21 years of age, as we mentioned, a Nordique draft.
Here's Laukkanen, shot right on Richter. He makes a good save there. Madano for the United States against Rico. Here they get it out. Suominen shot, and Richter makes a fine save on that. It was Seneny getting the blast away, and he had to be sharp to hold it out.
This line for the Finnish club is becoming their best line in this game. They do have their goal, and they've had a multitude of scoring chances.
Now here's Selene. Johnson for the United States. About 4 minutes gone, the final period. Madano, and that's whistled down on the offside right there at the Finnish blue line.
Selene with the shot, a big shot. Richter with a good save. Selene has skated well in this game. He's plays well, and not bad for a player who 2 years ago fractured his leg. Slap shot from the slot. Mike Richter took the angle away. A good save. It's tough for a goaltender to move his feet when he's moving out. Richter moves out but gets himself set just prior to the shot. And one of the keys to Richter's game is his ability to get set for a shot before the shot comes.
Known as a stand-up goalie, he's been able to do that quite a bit tonight. He's been outstanding in goal for the United States. Danny on the faceoff.
Winnipeg would love to get Selene. Finland would love to have him play in the Olympics.
Here's a break for Suominen now coming in. Makes the centering pass. It's deflected. The United States gets a break. Hull over on the far side for Miller. Miller shooting. Scores! It's a 5-1 hockey game.
Got a big giveaway by Suominen inside the American blue line, leads to a 3-on-2. You'll see the giveaway there. Now the Americans, with Wolanin jumping into the play, move up ice. But Miller decides there's nobody open, so he just shoots it from a bad angle. Ketterer is on the goal line. He's not square to the shooter, and this is one of the few bad goals he's let in. Ketterer is back on the goal line, not anywhere near playing the angle like Mike Richter does, so Miller just blew it by him. Actually, 2 bad goals this period that Ketterer has let in.
And Finland, as a result, in a deep, deep hole, down 5-1 in this sudden death Labatt Canada Cup semifinal game here in Hamilton. Kevin Miller with his first goal of the Canada Cup at 4:03.
This 3-on-2 almost became a 3-on-3. And you see the angle. Look where Ketterer is. He's against the goal post and nearly on the goal line. And I'm sure that the shooter, Miller, read that play and just popped it in.
4 minutes, 3 seconds.
Long pass ahead, doesn't find Olchek, and they'll quickly call icing on the United States. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
This consultant goes through our voice and data network, puts a real scare in us. Says we're vulnerable big time to local loop failure, given the network's strategic significance. Strongly suggests loop diversity, route and cable diversity, and I'm thinking, there go my numbers. Enter New York Telephone. They give me split circuits through 2 COs for quick restoral after loop failure, all for a small surcharge on our local distribution channel. They got my attention.
We're all connected, New York Telephone.
5-1, the Americans lead and certainly are in command at this stage now, despite having to take a face-off beside their own goal. They steadily have pulled away from Finland throughout the evening. Tikkanen on the draw. Curry shoots it off target. Mullen fails to clear. Jari Kurri. Yadin being hounded, now checked back to center ice by Mullen. Mullen's got 2 goals tonight for the United States. Numanen brings it in. Off the skates of Brodenin, back to center ice. U.S. looking for a fast break again. Here's LaFontaine getting hooked and taken down. There's no penalty on the play. Koharski lets it go right on. Only 1 penalty called all night. U.S. scored on the power play advantage there. 5 minutes gone on the final period. Numanen getting turned around and tied up in his own corner. Now, Yadin with it. Over to Kurri. Kurri, lead pass to Tikkanen. Tikkanen shooting. Good save by Richter. The United States clears easily. Otto leading it at center ice. Ruutu has it rolled inside the line. Here's a chance, and Solane backhands it wide. Kevin Hatcher, very strong in clearing his zone all night. Brings it ahead now for the Americans. Almost 6 minutes into the period. Otto stopping on the far boards. Skriko moves in for Finland. Now Ruutu. And out it comes. And out of play. 6 minutes gone. 5-1 for the United States.
Looking at the team captain for Team USA, Joel Otto, one of the spokesmen for the club in the locker room between periods, along with Chris Chelios, providing the leadership. They're calling Joel Otto the shift. I said, the shift? I said, yeah, you've seen Gretzky have great shifts in this tournament. Well, Joel Otto had the shift. 2 goals in 11 seconds in 1 game, so they're calling him the shift from that point forward. Good guy.
.3 to go. The Finns mounted a great comeback on Saturday in the final game of the round robin. But so far tonight have not done that. They're down by 4, and time is ticking away on them.
Here you see Team USA using that checking line against the Ruutu line here. Ruutu, Skriko, and Solane. They've been, I think, the most effective line for the Finns.
That along with a, of course, Tikkanen and Jari Kurri combination.
Yeah, they've been -2 in this game, though. They have been stymied and just haven't gotten it done offensively.
Ruutu to the blue line. U.S. battles there. Johnson failing to clear. It's behind him. Now Otto will sweep down on the puck. He gives way to Ruutu in pursuit of Johnson in behind. This is Randy Wood. Sweeps around the finish net. Tries to put it back down in that corner again. Roenick is on the ice. Ruutu comes away with it for Finland. And will go to the bench after a long shift. 7 minutes gone now. Final period of a 5-1 United States lead over Finland. Rink wide. Suominen skates inside the line with a backhand shot short side. Richter blocks that. Roenick losing it to Solane. Solane clearing it out in front, and now with the Finnish player down, referee Koharski will whistle play dead as Raimo Suominen is down beside the United States goal. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat?
It's clearance time, and your Tri-State quality Ford dealers slashing prices on all the 91s. So now's the best time to buy a new Ford Ranger. With all these features, you'd expect to pay over $12,000. But during clearance time, you can dance away with a new Ranger for just $92.37. Plus, with first-time buyers programs, save even more. It's your Tri-State quality Ford dealers factory-authorized clearance.
Raimo Suominen is helped now. Left leg is the leg he does not want to put any weight on. You'll see him go down here as Leach pushes him off balance and jams his legs into the boards. And the left leg was the leg giving him problems, and he has left to go to the locker room.
With a face-off outside the United States blue line.
I think Hannu Järvenpää may start getting some more ice time now with Suominen gone. He's doing some stretching behind the Finnish bench.
Curry dumps it behind the United States goal for Tikkanen. Out in front for Curry. Quick shot is blocked, and the U.S. returns to center ice. 3-on-2. Roenick. Madano makes his move. Couldn't get around Rotanen. Roenick carrying on in the corner. A battle for it in behind the Finnish goal. Almost 8 minutes have gone here in the third period as Madano wins the puck. And the shot goes wide from the stick of the defense player, Wolanen. Finland inside the blue line. Sharp angled for Tikkanen. Not much on that. Lume with it. Gave it away. Here's Christian. Christian stopping. Tries to make the pass, falling as he does. Sweeps it in behind the net. And Ruutu's back on the ice, getting so much ice time for Team Finland tonight. This is Suter back for it. No icing on the play as he gets there ahead of the line.
Finns are going with 3 lines, Don.
Long pass. Doesn't find Miller. Miller's got one of the United States goals tonight. Solane always dangerous coming in. Richter stops that. Coming out a couple of feet to meet him and improve the angle.
The thing about Richter is not overly spectacular, but he's certainly solid. He's made a number of solid saves here in the third period.
Hull losing it. Solane with it again. Skriko. He has the only goal for Finland. Ruutu takes it inside the blue line down to the corner boards. Solane swings it in front. Long lead pass. They try to set Hull free. He gets turned around across the line and finally taken down. No penalty on the play as action carries on here in Hamilton, approaching the midway mark of the period. Off the boards, and Richter comes out to pounce on the puck. Doesn't hold it. Play goes right on. Johnson gets pulled down from behind. Only one penalty all night. None forthcoming here. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Stick with Sports Channel. We'll pump it up, but we won't blow your budget. This fall, we're jamming with the Nats NBA Rookie of the Year, Derek Coleman, and hometown hero, Kelly Anderson. The Isles and Devils kick it into high gear. Check them out. Seton Hall slams the Big East. There's exclusive MAC conference clashes, Metro College football, and likely numbers from the track. So pump it up this fall. Stick with Sports Channel. A lot to get excited about.
It's got to be frustrating for Matikainen. His team has been skating hard and playing their hearts out, but they're down 4. It's getting late, John.
So look at Suominen as he was carted off or helped off towards the dressing room.
Certainly a manpower shortage right about now doesn't help their cause either.
The Finns have had their chances. They've been out goaltended here more than anything else.
Here's Leak shooting, and that was blocked by the Finnish defender. Now he brings it out. Peltoma. Peltoma turned around over there. They clear the zone very easily. Eloranta has to go back for it. Exactly 10 minutes to go now in the final period. 5-1. The United States very much in command this night in Hamilton in the sudden death semifinal of the Labatt Canada Cup. U.S. got ahead 2-0. Finns close within 1, and 3 unanswered goals have come from American sharpshooters. LaFontaine at center ice can't get to it. This is Eloranta shooting it into the corner. teams taking in the moment to change. Weinrich. Past Olchek. Newman. For Jari Curry. Curry shooting it in. Chasing in is number 24, Kekalainen. And out comes Wood for the United States. Turned back by Arto Rotanen. Good reaction by Weinrich, playing it ahead. Now Wood across the line. Wood drops the pass back for Brown in front. They score. Joel Otto makes it 6-1 for the United States.
We've seen 3 or 4 goals scored in this game by the Americans, where the Finns just love to go to the man with the puck, leaving other people open. Now, when we see the puck moved in, let's just watch as the puck moves in to the zone. Let's watch as we roll it here. Quickly, from defense to offense, go the Americans. Now, the Finns start to back up. Now, if we hold it here, we're going to see this man here head out this way to get the puck with that man. But watch this guy just drive to the net. I mean, defensively, these guys are awful. Hold it up, hold it up. Now, with that, when he took him, look at Otto. He's wide open. And he moves. The Americans with a couple of quick passes, and they have a goal. Finns reacted very slowly defensively in this game.
And they're now down as a result 6-1 and virtually out of this Canada Cup tournament after a great showing in the round robin section. Here's Solani taken down by Roenick. No penalty on the play, and Jeremy Roenick carries on for the United States. Madano makes his pass through Roenick. Strico watching him. Wood getting an assist on that play, along with Brown. 11:07 the time as it rolls beside Richter in the United States end. We have 8 minutes to play. The U.S. almost certainly headed for the best-of-3 final series against either Canada or Sweden. Their opponent to be determined tomorrow night at Maple Leaf Gardens right here on CTV. And by no means a cinch game for Canada, despite their 4-1 win over the Swedish team in the round robin. Here's a wide-angle shot from Siren, and Richter will hang on to that with about 7.5 minutes to go.
Otto centering a checking line. Joel Otto takes a number of the defensive draws, and not bad. 4 goals thus far in the tournament. It's interesting how other teams' coaches talk about Joel Otto. Everybody talks about Otto with admiration as the defensive line got it going there. Brown along with Wood and Otto. A nice play to make it 6-1 for Team USA as they're cruising along here with 7:36 remaining.
Face-off coming beside Mike Richter. 2-0, then 2-1. That's as close as Finland has come this night. Now 4 straight unanswered goals for the United States. And they've broken it wide open here at the Cops Coliseum in Hamilton. Center ice, Alaranta. Shot back in behind the United States goal. Weinrich. A clearing pass for Janney. Hull sweeps it off the boards. The linesman got in the way of that. Leach shooting it from center ice. Janney over the far boards, has it go behind him. Once again, Leach for Miller. He's got a goal tonight. Miller makes his pass. Janney, cute play, back to the legs. Right on goaltender Marcus Ketterer. Tikkanen. Suter watching him. Passing in front for Curry. Bouncing puck. He'll sweep around the net. And firing is Tikkanen. He thinks he scored, but it's under Richter. It is not a goal. Still 6-1 for the United States. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Finding writers to join the best new sports section in New York hasn't been easy.
Most triples in a season, New York Mets.
And Mookie Wilson.
First draft choice for the Knicks in '67.
Walt Frazier.
Most shutouts, New York Yankees.
Whitey Ford.
How far down the left field line in Wrigley Field?
350 feet.
355. Get out of here.
The bigger, bolder sports section of the Times. Every day, everything New York, everything sports. Now, in the New York Times.
There's no doubt that when this game was at all close, Mike Richter's out-goaltended Marcus Ketterer. You'll see Mike Richter make a couple of saves here, and he'll end up down. But he gets up, knows where the puck is, and it's underneath him. He'll wave his arms to the referee saying, not in, not in. Now look at an egg. No, a puck. Good save by Mike Richter.
6.5 minutes to go. Here's the pass to Rodonen. And all the way, Richter had that lined up. Couldn't contain it, though, and play carries on his own. Tikkanen from the near boards tries to make the pass. Now Rodonen has to backpedal for Finland. Past Mullen at center ice. Olczyk tries to carry on. Rodonen tying him up. Finds Joey Mullen. 6 minutes remaining. LaFontaine out in front for Mullen. Shotted wide. Out in front for LaFontaine. It just topped over his stick. Now Mullen. Unattended over on the far side. Leave it in behind for LaFontaine. Swings in front. Shoots once. Shoots twice. And Ketterer blocks them both. Still 6-1 for the United States. 5:38 to go in the final period. And be sure to stay tuned right after the game for the Apple Auto Glass Canada Cup game highlight. Apple Auto Glass saves you money on stone chip windshield repairs.
Don't replace it. Let Apple repair it before it spreads at no cost with glass coverage. So don't delay. Get it in today.
Apple Auto Glass.
Tim Taylor coaching this United States team in place of Bob Johnson, who will be very happy when he finds out that this United States team has won as easily as they have here tonight in Hamilton and are heading for the finals of the Canada Cup Series. Joel Otto on the draw. Back for Johnson. His shot goes wide from the left point. Hatcher playing it beside the goal in front. They bang away, and number 24, Doug Brown, makes it 7-1.
Don, it's always nice when you end up scoring, or your line does, when you know you're on a line that's primarily used as a checking line. Doug Brown of New Jersey's Devils gets himself into position. Big Joel Otto works. And there's Brown putting it through the legs of the goaltender. Randy Wood on the ice, too. Way on the left side, you'll see Brown, and we talked a lot tonight about how the Finns haven't picked up their checks in their own zone. And there's another classic example of it.
A little over 5 minutes remaining. It's a rout at 7-1 for the United States over Finland. Solani in the corner. They clear the zone. Wood and Hatcher get the assist on Doug Brown's goal. Brown's first of this Canada Cup. Back they come again. Brown carrying and Wood shooting wide. Looking for the top left-hand corner as the net comes loose. 4:55 remaining in the hockey game. From Hamilton, the Cops Coliseum, this is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
It's been 20 years since a National Hockey League team arrived on Long Island.
Tonelli, the Nystrom.
This year, join the Islanders for an anniversary party at the Nassau Coliseum. The Islanders' 20th anniversary season is a season to celebrate. For full and partial season ticket plan, call 1-800-88-2-ISLES.
Earlier in the tournament, Doug Brown was out with a flu bug. It really knocked him down for a few days. But in this game, he certainly provided the role. A nice play by Randy Wood to get it across as Joel Otto attracted some traffic. Fine play by Randy Wood of the Islanders to feed the New Jersey Devil.
Well, he gave him enough time to stick handle a bit, take his time, and make the shot he wanted to be sure of scoring, and he did.
The goaltending has been great at one end throughout this game. At the other end, much less than great.
After a great start of this series, Ketterer has not been sharp tonight.
Peltema down on the ice after a collision with Kevin Miller. Peltema insinuating that Miller came up with a stick. Peltema, one of the policemen on the Finnish club. He's a big, tough, crazy guy. And he's a little upset here.
That'll make him crazier. No penalty called.
Look at the top left side, across the ice. Kind of a pick play by Miller as the puck was on the other side of the ice. I don't think Peltema at all was expecting that hit. They now line up opposite one another for the draw. Kevin Miller having words. I don't quite think they understand each other.
I think the tone of voice will suffice. As the puck comes to the United States blue line, 4:40 left in the hockey game. Janney takes a quick pass outside the line and then gets tied up by Turkunin.
Peltema had his chance to give Miller a pop and didn't do it.
Finns coming into the United States zone. Here's a sweep at him by number 16, Järvenpää. He couldn't get anything on it. Ketterer gloving that. Janney for checking as the Finns shoot it down. Richter will let it go through. Icing is waved off as Leach plays it around to the other corner. This is Tikkanen for Curry. Jari Curry, marked by Leach, comes popping out in front, bouncing, and the United States picks it up with less than 4 minutes to go in the game. Miller shoots it in, then makes the change at the bench. To the United States blue line comes Tikkanen. Walking right in front, and they score. It's 7-2. Tikkanen and Curry swarming around, and Finland gets their second goal of the night.
Now both defensemen for the Americans got caught going after the same player. You see the left of Richter. Finally, Suter figured out that his defense partner had already picked up the man. And in doing so, that allowed enough time for the Finns to move out of the corner. Dave Christian was the man that was with Suter. I apologize, not his defense mate. But just a split-second mismaneuver, the defensive zone, and the Finns get their second goal.
3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. 7-2 is the score. Newman in. .307 left. 7-2 hockey game. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
The new RCA 8mm camcorder weighs less than 2 pounds. It's so small and light, you'll take it everywhere. That way, you won't miss a thing. It also has a super fast lens for great color and clarity in almost any light.
Come on, give me the slippers.
The new RCA 8mm camcorder. Another way we're changing entertainment again.
See the exciting new RCA home entertainment products at all Tops Appliance superstores in New Jersey and all PC Richard locations.
Curry getting credit finally for that goal at 16:25. Too little, too late. Little respectability. That's all for Finland. 7-2. The United States leads. A little over 3 minutes to go. Here's Lume. Turned away by Johnson in the United States corner. Clear it out past LaFontaine. He can't get to it, and the Americans are charged with icing.
It's interesting to watch reactions of players. You see how things go. The Americans, Brett Hull's taking the back seat. Don't think he's overly excited.
A little crowded there at that bench, but he quickly went to the second row and leans back in the corner.
I don't think words are quite necessary to explain his feelings right now. This doesn't look like a happy guy.
The face-off, Lume gets the shot that dribbles weakly to Richter's doorstep. He paws it, and there's a whistle with 2:46 remaining.
Very explosive American club. They've had a multitude of scoring chances. Mike Richter's certainly proven his worth here. And the Finns, one thing about the Finns, they like to have a good time. On the ice and off the ice, they behave themselves pretty well during this tournament. They've been rewarded with some fine play. They've been bombed here 7-2 to this point with 2:46 remaining in the third. But they put in a good showing for this tournament.
Well, some go back to Finland, some go on to their National Hockey League training camps. 5 of those going direct to the NHL teams the next day or so. Leme shooting it behind the net as Ruutu, who will be going to Buffalo, gets dumped beside the goal, but Ruutu now makes the pass in front. Selanne's backhand shot, a good grab by Richter.
It was a good grab, but what a shot. Selanne was hoping to get the puck on his forehand side so he could just shoot it quickly, but the pass was errant. It went to his backhand side from Ruutu. Did he ever release a great backhand shot? You don't see that too often. Ruutu will get the puck. Watch where the pass goes. Backhand side. Watch the shot. I mean, that is a shot with a lot on it. And Richter was forced to be very, very sharp with a catching glove. Good shot.
And will he ever see the light of day in Winnipeg, Manitoba?
Oh, I think so. And they're hoping sooner than later. But as I mentioned earlier, the Finns would really like to keep him to play in the Olympics this year in Albertville.
All right, here is the shot now that's deflected in. It came from Jani Laukkanen, and it's a 7-3 hockey game.
Kind of sounded like it deflected off somebody's helmet or something and went in over top of the goaltender.
Might have gone off Ruutu.
Yes, it may have. The Finns won the draw. They get it back. Now watch the shot. It's kind of a high shot. No, there it is. It hits the shaft of the stick. And in behind Mike Richter, who had been moving to his left. But Ruutu gets credit for the goal.
At 17-37. 7-3 is the score. A couple of breaks like this earlier might have benefited Finland, but not too much good to them now.
Should say the Olympics this upcoming hockey season, not this year. It's next year, actually, 92.
In the French Alps. Now 2 minutes remaining in the hockey game. 7-3, the United States, while faltering late in this third period, on target for the finals against either Canada or Sweden. Don't forget tomorrow night on CTV, 8 o'clock from Maple Leaf Gardens. They'll settle that issue. Team Canada and Team Sweden. Here's Ruutu now, full flight, across the blue line, drops the pass back. Here's the quick shot. Ruutu, the rebound, bangs away. Can't get it past Richter this time with 1:30 remaining. Weinrich for Brown, can't reach him, and in behind the Finnish player Yuki Leme falls, but manages to make the pass to clear the zone. Here is Turkonen sweeping around the net. Suter watching him. Mullen jumps on the loose puck, and back to center it comes. The U.S. 7, Finland 3, now with 1 minute to play in the hockey game.
Last minute of play in this third period.
And Aranta. Finland's final moment of, for them, a magnificent Canada Cup. And the round robin going 2-2-1, tying Team Canada in the process. They beat Czechoslovakia. They have a lot of fond memories from this series, but they will not go past this match this evening. 30 seconds to go now. Olczyk on the boards. Olczyk, LaFontaine. Now 20 seconds remain. Olczyk tries to sweep it to LaFontaine, can't get it to him. Well, it's back across the line.
It'll be fun to watch. Jari Kurri back in the National Hockey League with Los Angeles.
One last attack for Finland, and Richter defends on the far side off Peltoma as time runs out of the Copps Coliseum. The United States has defeated Finland 7-3, and they will go to the best-of-3 final.
Marcus Ketterer did not have a strong game for the Finns, but he had a very strong tournament going into this game. We mentioned, too, that Esa Tikkanen looks like he's come to terms with the Edmonton Oilers. There's a lot of talent with this Finnish hockey club. They should be very proud of their performance in this Canada Cup. And for the Americans, they're in the finals. Either the Canadians or the Swedes will be their rival. This is a very explosive hockey club who has some fine goaltending in Mike Richter if they happened to be pressed.
So the Soviets are not here for the playoff round. Neither is Czechoslovakia, but Finland gave a good account of itself, but tonight simply got outgunned in a shootout. The one thing they couldn't afford to get into, and the United States won that very handily, taking tonight's sudden death semifinal game by a final score of 7-3 here in Hamilton. Now, let's go to the presentations and the closing ceremonies.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of the Labatt's Player of the Game Awards. Presenting the awards are Mr. Tim Carrigan from Canon. He's the District Sales Manager for Canon Canada. And for Labatt's Ontario Brewery, Mr. John Nunes, District Sales Manager. The Labatt Player of the Game for Finland will receive an Inuit carving courtesy of Canadian Tire. Number 14, le numéro 14, Petri Skriko. The Labatt's Player of the Game for Team USA will receive a Canon Futura camera. Number 2, Brian Leach, numéro 2. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please now rise for the playing of the national anthem of the winning team, Team USA.
So, for the first time since the Canada Cup hockey tournament began in 1976, Team USA has a ticket in the championship final thanks to the victory tonight over Finland. Jari Kurri, soon to be a Los Angeles King, shaking hands with the United States. And the Labatt's Blue Player of the Game from Finland, Boston Bruins forward Petri Skriko. And the Labatt's Blue Player of the Game for Team USA, Rangers defenseman Brian Leach. A solid game tonight and a goal of beauty. The final score again, US 7, Finland 3. This is the Labatt Canada Cup on CTV.
Honey, what are you doing?
Building a stadium. What does it look like?
Why? Do we need one?
You know how much I love sports. I never miss a game.